hear me. I've got my microphone all set up in front of me. So I hope I sound alright. Right for a Norfolk guy, anyway. So, blimey, it's all been happening this week, hasn't it? Yeah. But anyway, I'll cover a few things today. Why don't I just touch on this? It was a gift from my dear son. He dared go into a Weatherspoons. And I think it was at Stansted Airport. And he picked this up. And basically what it is there's a load of, so-called corrections. But the corrections don't really make the original column sound any less inaccurate, if that makes any sense. Probably not. But I want to talk about Boris Johnson and his recent development. Yeah, hello, baby. How you doing, buddy? I've been taking your advice. I hope I've been doing okay. I've been messing about on TikTok. So if anyone will follow me on TikTok, I've been uploading my shorts videos on there, the little vertical ones, like the TikTok typey videos. And it's all shorts exposed. The only problem is, it kind of looks like all short sexposed. It just happened. But I don't care. I'm getting hot. My heater's down now. I think I've got a bit close. I might have to move that in a minute. Getting a bit toasty. Plus I've got a little blanket at the back here called Sebastian. You can't see him in a minute, but he's keeping me warm. Look at that. Little devil that he is too. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm going to have a look on here, because the problem with the YouTube streaming thingy, the chat thing just keeps disappearing. Unless you get I've got a hat on. Hello Geraldine, how you diddling? Hope you're well. Right, now, have I got myself, how do I see that myself on here? Let's refresh it. That I am. There you go. I'm putting it on my laptop here as well, so I can see the chat. I don't hear myself. There you go. That's gone. New pinned chat. Okay, got that. Right. That's better. Now I can see the chat, and maybe it would be a good idea if I can unpop the pop-out chat. Yes, I can see. Can't you, Jasper? You can't. Yeah, okay. It doesn't exactly go TikTok. No, it's just little videos. But you probably already know that. You're messing with me, I'm sure. Hey, cheers, Evans. You like what I say, do you, regarding my take on things? But I just take the piss out of things, don't I? Yeah. Especially the Dean Dorries at the moment. Oh my God! I did actually write down here what she said. I will come into actually. I'll go on to that in a minute. Because first of all, I want to talk about Boris Johnson and what he's been saying recently regarding COVID. And I live in France, so obviously I live on the continent. Yeah. And what has he been saying? Apparently, our infection rates have been creeping up severely. Now, they have in some places such as Austria. Doesn't look too good. Anyway, me and the missus have been working some figures out, some scribbles. And also looking at, I don't even know the site Worldometer, that pretty much gives you all the infection rates around the world. And obviously, the ones I'm interested in are the European figures. Now, on the face of it, it doesn't look that great. But the fact of the matter is, the United Kingdom is in a worse place. It's the second worst for its infections. It's quite shocking. But it is all relative. Because the one thing, look, they keep going about how many infections or deaths and what have you, but what we should be looking at is in relative to the population. Like, for instance, Russia's doing really badly at the moment, but they've got like almost twice, well, more than twice the population of the UK. It's about 1.46 million people in Russia, compared to like 66 million in the UK. So that it is all relative. So we do need to bear that in mind. It's not just about whether or not, you've got more deaths. Obviously, it's terrible. We don't want them to die, do we? It's awful. And I've been watching a few things on regarding the NHS recently as well, and that's quite shocking. And for Boris Johnson, in his statement, to say that the NHS isn't struggling, it isn't at breaking point, is absolute baloney. And when you say things like that, people just believe it. We don't, do we? We know it's bullshit. Oh, did I say that out loud? But yes, it is. And the fact is, they are struggling. and a doctor responded to a doctor or surgeon, anyway, a representative for the NHS, and said they are at borderline. The thing is, what they've done is they took services away from, well, cancer treatment, for instance. You know, chemo. They haven't got some of the clinics have actually closed down. They can't actually facilitate the chemo, which is a bit scary. And so those services have suffered, don't they? So to be able to cater for the additional COVID patients. Now that's a bit worrying. Now to put things into a bit of perspective, a friend of ours in France, Steve, and 2 weeks ago he just had a random blood test. Now that's one thing in France. I don't know about other European countries on the continent, but in France, I could pretty much go up to my doctor and say, I don't feel very well, can I have a blood test? Just like that. And the following day, all that day, I can get a blood test. I can actually go to the clinic that day. As long as I've got the prescription, I can then go to the clinic and get my blood test, and I'll have the results the following day. There's been times when I've had my blood taken in the morning, and I've had it in the afternoon post for that day. It's incredibly fast. But anyway, going back to Steve, he's just been diagnosed from a random blood test that he's got prostate cancer, which is obviously very worrying. But he's going in for an operation next week. So it was 2 weeks ago when he had the blood test. The diagnosis come back that he's got a problem, and he got to see his GP, in France, and then he was sent to the specialist, and now he's been referred for his and he's got an appointment now for his operation. Now it's just like when my wife and myself had I had carpal tunnel operation in France, in both hands. That's why I can't play the instruments anymore. And they made the appointments there and then on the first consultation. For me, I had 2 hospital appointments, the first and the second, and they made both of them at the same time in concession. He got his big book out and he wrote, we agreed the appointments in his big book, put in his diary. Great, it's fast. So the point I'm trying to make is it's preventative medicine. Trying to put closing the door after the whole horse has bolted isn't a very good idea, is it? Oh, restore chat. My chat has disappeared. Oh, that's white. There you go. That's what you guys are saying. Hello, Christopher, or Christoph from South Germany. I've got a question for you. What is your COVID restrictions? Because I hear they've got new restrictions coming in Germany regarding COVID. Like, for instance, Austria, because they've got problems in Austria, they're saying now, if you're not double vaccinated, you're in lockdown. So you can't come out of your house, pretty much. I don't know what the restrictions are regarding where obviously the details of that, but that's what they said, lockdown. So you can't enter France, for instance, from the UK if you haven't got double vaccination. So yeah. Hello, Simon. Hello, Angels. Hello, Gender. Or Gender Rin. Is it Rin or Rin? It is coming on here. Oh, it's working. Because the problem with this, I mentioned a bit earlier, is that the chat pops up and it just disappears. I'll read it, I'll scroll down, and it's all gone. Yeah, so it's all a bit mad at the moment, as you're probably aware. But I want to go back to my point. Like, for instance, we've worked this out regarding how many incidents per 100,000 people, because that was kind of the figure they were using before regarding the R values. Oh, who's angry and frustrated? I saw someone say that. Angry and frustrated. Hello, Duke. Okay, Duke, why are you angry and frustrated? Are you angry and frustrated because of what's going on regarding Boris Johnson and his idiocies? And his dead catting? Because that is literally what he's doing. He's in the middle of a crisis, regarding a political crisis, isn't he? And he's looking for something for which can divert our attention. What better than COVID? He doesn't want to use, obviously, Brexit, does he? He wants to use something that, people can relate to. And it pulls on the heartstrings of people because, people have been sick and people have lost loved ones. It's shocking. And he's using that as a dead cat. So he's trying to make out, Actually, I'll read his word. His little statement here. Okay, what did he exactly say? Right. Hope this sounds okay. Okay. I'll do a bit of tourism as well in a minute. And about the museum service as well. Just want to touch on that because I had my son here last week. That's why I hadn't done any live shows. Because him and their wife and my little granddaughter came and visited us. It's the first time I've seen her. Little Darcy. Aha. So yeah, basically I believe he's dead catting again. But anyway, what he said is, you might have heard this already. He says, "I'm seeing the storm clouds." Oh, gathering, he said. Oh yeah, okay. Over parts of the European continent. Okay, all right. Remember, it's a very big place, the European continent. You know, it's massive. The UK's like that. They've got so there's lots of space in between these countries. So yeah, we can control it. Anyway, I've got to be absolutely frank with you, he says. Okay, with people, we've been here before. That's what he said. We remember what happened when the wave starts rolling in. That's what, yeah. He's basically he's dramatising the situation here in Europe. Yet our death rates and our infection rates on the continent are far lower than the UK. And why is that? It's because we're still under measures. I still have to use my COVID app. I can't go into a restaurant unless I show my COVID app. I can't go anywhere that requires the use of the COVID app unless I've got the COVID app. And then I've got to wear my mask. Most people are probably glad about that anyway. I understand. but yeah, I accept that because I know, and I'm sure you guys know, guys and gals, that we're wearing this mask so we protect others. You know, it makes sense. Now, last year, you're probably aware of this. I've actually mentioned this before in other videos. Last year, how many blooming flu cases did we have last year? Very few. Why is that? Because we're wearing a mask. This year, not in France, obviously, we're still wearing masks, but in the UK, but my family and you guys, guys and gals, and it's just, I don't want people getting ill. No. I don't want people dying. Definitely not. But the thing is, this year they've been warned. The government's been warned. There's been there's been various reports, and they're saying they're going to have 70,000 deaths from the flu this year. Well, the hospitals can't cope with it. We've already got a shortage of 50,000 GPs. We've already got a shortage of 39,000 nurses, and that's growing. Plus auxiliary staff. It's a huge problem. It's very depressing, in fact. I don't know why I do this, like, because I'm going to cry after this. It's not great, is it? It's not great at all. But anyway, we made these notes. Now, for instance, Austria, I understand why they're doing their extreme COVID measures, because per 100,000, they're in a bit of a bad way, to be fair. 895 per 100,000. I don't know if Betty's on here today, but I'll say she. It's actually a he, I think. Right, there we go. I would be interested to know how they feel about it. Anyone who lives in Austria, because that's, Austria. Yeah, they are right. I think you're right, Edwin. That's the right thing to do. They're taking measures. They're seeing they've got a problem and they're dealing with it. Not blooming that lump of lard. I can't talk, I'm fat. Not that lump of lard, because quite frankly, I said that again. Saying that we haven't got a problem in the NHS and saying that we're not going to do measures until we have got a problem in the NHS, they become overwhelmed. But they are overwhelmed now. But they're not going to do anything. It's just totally illogical. We're going to have one hell of a situation come Christmas. Because it's all progressive, isn't it? The rates, they're constantly increasing, progressing all the time. I mean, we're getting into a situation, what do? It is a major worry. So Greece Isn't that great? 434 cases per 100,000. Denmark 380 per 100,000. The UK 350. So regarding cases per 100,000, they're fourth. Now, the other thing to look at here is that the UK, if I go on to deaths, how miserable is that? Yesterday, that's total deaths. I want total deaths. Oh, new cases, total deaths. Yeah, yes. God, crikey, Russia's really got it bad. 1,211 deaths yesterday on Sunday. The figures, that's the other thing. The Guardian put an article out there today using figures on a Monday. Now, Monday's the worst day you can get your figures from. It showed the actual levels in the UK being much lower than what they are. Come tomorrow, they'll probably be double, and then they'll taper off a bit. They level out by the end of the week, because they don't do the Sunday figures. They don't. Yeah, they're not collated. They're obviously counted, but they're not actually put online, or they're delayed. We had that the other week when they said that the figures have gone right down. They have. Next day they weren't like that. Don't anyone know this? It's pretty bloody obvious. You just look at that. You know? The Worldometer. You go on Worldometers. Worldometers or Worldometers.info. It's got all the cases and the death rates, and you can collate them into different levels. It's really, really good. My missus has been using it all the way along, and it has been referenced as well by the UK government as well in the past. But they do like to manipulate their own figures, don't they? I wonder why that is. Always make things look better than what they really are. Hello, Wally. You come to say hello. All right, see what you guys are saying. When I say guys, I mean obviously guys and gals. I don't want to be tarnished with that brush. If you hear that, that's by Wally. Come up here then, you. Come this way, look. Oh, dear me. We're going to have a look at this. This is ridiculous. Right, come on. Where you go, boy? Do you want to say hello? He's giving me the look. Are you going to come up then? Come here and look. Come on. Oh, let me come. Oh, Wally. You come there. There you go. Good fella. Oh, I tell you what I'm going to do with him. He rules me, he does. Absolutely rules me. Come on. How's that? Oh, I'm going to make you all hairy now, aren't you? No, you don't go. You're going to curl up my ball, are you? He's just done that. I'll just show you that. Oh, no, he's gone down there. What's that? You can stop there, Wally. Stop doing that. Anyway. Oh dear, here we go. So anyway, I digress. But you know me. God, I might have to turn that fire if I'm cooking. I was freezing a minute ago and now I'm like literally cut up. I should have left the fire over there. Yeah, so what we got anyway. Yeah, sugar free, that was my Wally. Hello, Gingers. Jasper. Oh, Jasper's had his tetanus jab today. Has anyone on here not had their vaccines yet? I doubt it. But they are. The UK have said they're now going to open up the vaccines to under 40s now for their third top-up one. Is that under 40s? I can't remember now. I might be wrong. Someone said a Tony Kehoe. I don't know who he is, but he just said I'm a demented parrot. He's probably right though. Oh, let's hide that one. It's been flagged up as being offensive. I don't care. I'm too long on the tooth. If any of you idiots are out there and you want to be idiots, I don't care. I really don't care. I've heard it all before, and I really do not give a damn. You know, I've been around long enough not to worry about it. Do it to my face, I'll punch you. I was joking. Oh, I'm a pretty boy. What, me? As Wally, okay. I don't know about me being a pretty boy. Oh my God, you'll see me in the flesh. When I was on that boom pirate ship with Graham and that, and I sort of watched a video, my video of myself. Oh my God, I need to lose some weight. Seriously needs to lose some weight. It was shocking. It looks like a lard jump off the side of a ship. Oh, I'm surprised when I did a belly flop. That'd been like a an oil slick. Oh, that's it. You can have that one, Duke. That's fine. That's been flagged about a country of pathetic, subservient bootlickers. Yeah, we'll allow that one. There it goes. And then Edward Dunn, you can have that one as well. It's very, very true. Boris is such a pillock. I think he's a bit more than that, Andy. Oh my giddy aunt, that man is just awful. Crikey. Oh, Christophe is a French from the Limousin. Here, the current restrictions are mask indoor venues and either a negative test or double vaccination for bars and restaurants. I hear they might be doing away with the negative test. If you're not double vaccinated, you might not get in. So that could be changing. They're talking about they're having a meeting. I think is it this week they're having a meeting this week. I think it's Thursday. I think Thursday they're having a meeting about it all. So we'll know then. As you know, I'm in France as well, Christophe. So, and I'm in the Limousin as well. Whereabouts are you in the Limousin? I'm in 87, 150, me. Near Limoges. And it's very, very nice countryside here too. We went out this morning to walk the dogs, and dares just run out in front of us. There, 2 dares, jumping over the fences, run across a little road, and then over the other fence. It is nice being in the country. I do actually absolutely love living here. I really do. So bear with me, I'm just scrolling through the chat, so I don't want to miss anybody. Hello, Edwin. Oh, well, you spoke to Edwin. I've gone too far. Oh, there's another one from Duke. Okay, Duke, we'll let you have that one as well, because I'm not arguing with that, because it's true. Martin, I think the sensitivity on the old chat thing is a little bit strict. Yeah, Martin, you have that one as well. Martin Cregan. Believe in Boris, believe in bullshit. It's all true. You can't deny it. Oh, there's another one there. I'm not from Duke. If Boris wants to help the UK, then he should take a gun, go behind number 10 and blow out one of those friends. I shouldn't laugh at things like that. Oh, it's so violent. Oh dear. I like that one. So I'm just going through these. I don't know how Graham does it. He's quite good with the old comments, I have to admit. With the chat. Anyway, let's get back to the bottom here. So yeah, where was I? I was actually talking about these, weren't I? These infection rates. Now France itself, regarding death rates per 100,000, is 100, which is very low. It's at 0.01% or something. So that is pretty darn good. Whereas, like say, Austria is like 1%. About 1%. Is it 1%? Yeah, it's about 1% of the population have potentially got COVID, which is quite a scary number actually. It's like 1 in every 100. And 0.5% for Greece. So yeah, that is a worry. Denmark is struggling as well, and obviously, as you know, the UK is in a bit of a mess. The problem with the UK is they've got no bloody measures. It's madness. Darren Cunningham says he'll be shooting himself in the ass. Yes, that he will. He keeps doing it. Well, the thing is about this sleaze, it's just I can't refer to it as those sharks circling him at the moment because the Tories, his Tory colleagues, they're not too happy, are they? They've been forced to vote on something they didn't really agree with, but it's a three-line whip, so as far as they're concerned, they had to all over that. They resign. They don't want to resign. Sometimes you're better off being in the party to make a change than actually resigning and then buggering off. But it's so they're not happy, and in all terms, anyone else, their days would be numbered. But the thing is, Boris is still popular with certain type of people. Why? I don't know. I'm trying to fathom this one out. Hasn't anyone worked them out yet? Oh, God, Bennett. So, going back to these infection rates. Now, he was going on about this, and the UK is in a worse state than France and in many other European countries who happen to be quite far apart from each other. They're not all on top of each other for a start. You're talking about a very large land mass in comparison to the UK. France itself is like 2.5 times bigger than the UK on on its own. So it makes no sense. And we've got measures. That's pretty much what I want to say about that. We have got measures. We're wearing face masks. We have to use our COVID apps. We have to get our 2 jabs. You're not accepting anyone from the UK who aren't double vaccinated. And other countries that are actually not within on the continent. As you know, I've just been in the Caribbean with Graham Hughes on Ginger Island, and my journey back, I was taken back a bit actually, because everyone was wearing masks. You're talking people they've got nothing, and they're wearing masks outside in that heat. Really sweaty, muggy heat, I tell you. And they're wearing masks outside. Majority of people were wearing masks. Not so much on Bogus Town, which is the nearest piece of land to Ginger Island, but more so in Panama, like Amarante, Shangri-La, and when I went up to over the border, all the way through into Costa Rica, and I stayed a couple of nights in San Jose, as some of you probably already remember, because I did the videos there, and everyone was wearing masks. The airport in San Jose, the measures, when I got dropped off by the taxi, he was wearing his mask, and he was very careful as well. He's wiping everything down, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, I got to the airport, and I was confronted with a whole load of sinks in front of me, stainless steel sinks on the outside wall of this airport, which you have to do before you enter the actual airport. You then pretty much go through this corridor in that airport, and then you've got to take your hat off and your mask off. Obviously there's no one around you, apart from a camera staring at you and 2 people in front of you, security staff in front of you, and they're doing the thing with taking your temperature and stuff like that. I know some people say it's pointless, but obviously it's not going to be infallible, is it? But if they think there's a problem, at least you can go and get a COVID test. So, and from that, they had social distancing, really stringent social distancing, and it wasn't a metre, which is absolutely ridiculous. It means you can touch the person next to you. It's 2 metres, or 6 feet actually, or 6 feet is what they, because obviously it's in new money, new UK money. But yeah, it's there was 6 feet, all these little dots we got to stand, and everybody was abiding by it in the queues. So they knew what they had to do because they've been told. And that's the problem. It's about leadership. In the UK, we've got a government there who doesn't lead. Use the so-called common sense. But like I said before, common sense is no longer common in the UK, is it? It's just gone to the wall. That's what Gandhi said. Was it Gandhi? If you vote for an idiot, you're well represented. What's that say about it, eh? So, yeah, so the measures there were very, very stringent, and I was actually quite impressed, actually, to be honest. Their cases are very low in Panama and Costa Rica, yet they're on red for the UK. Made no sense whatsoever. Obviously, it's political. I've got here? I've got some drink here. Oh, no, it's empty. That one's gone. That one's done for. That was my cider. That was pretty much done for before I got the bottle. As in, leftovers from my son, who's gone back to the UK. So, yeah, it's regarding COVID and what have you, being not led, especially by somebody like, not led by somebody like Alexander Boris Bethel Johnson, is a recipe for disaster, and we're going to be seeing, I think, a rapid, I might be wrong, I hope I'm wrong, obviously, but a rapid increase in cases, and cases lead to the inevitable, doesn't it? Even with the vaccine. Because people are still dying with the vaccine, but obviously the numbers are really low. But it's still, you can still spread it to somebody who don't want to, who hasn't been vaccinated for whatever reason. Like for instance, my other son's father-in-law, because he's on immune suppressants, they had to wait before they could give him his vaccine. He's actually had his third vaccine here in France now, but they had to be quite prudent with him to start with until they were sure that everything's going to be okay. And it was, and he had his third one about a week ago in France, like I said. So Jasper, it says, wearing a mask makes me cough. Do you know what? I actually have to agree with that. I've got two problems with a mask, and I know I got criticised by in one video I did. Oh, look at the head, like I shaved it earlier. On one video I did in Costa Rica, where I was actually on the road. Actually, technically I didn't have to wear a mask, but obviously it looks like you do because there were people walking up and down. But anyway, the problem I find with the mask is wearing it with whiskers. Every time you talk, you got, does that or does that or does yeah, it moves across your face. It's really annoying. But and also if the mask, I don't know if Jasper, if you, I don't know what mask you got, but those cheap surgical type masks, they're actually fiberglass, and when their fibers start like a they're a form of fiberglass, and the fibers all they're prickly. And it's really irritating. You've got to chuck them away. You can't wear them for too long. They say 4 hours, don't they? But God, I can't wear them for 4 hours. So, and I've got some different ones now, which are loads better. Mike Purdy, who said that? What about the no, not Chance prefers prepared mind. No. Oh, if you vote for an idiot, you're well represented. I believe that was Gandhi. Or Gandhi? Is it Gandhi or Gandhi? Gandhi? Oh, I don't know. I can just read, so. What did Mike Purdy say? Mike Purdy, if Boris wasn't so damn handsome. Yes, Mike Purdy, you need to get some glasses. These are just ready specs, that's all these are. Because my guys are equal, but I think you really need this proper. Ask Dominic Cummings, he might be able to advise you where to go. If he wasn't so damn handsome. So Mike Purdy, what he said is, if Boris wasn't so goddamn handsome, he'd be gone by now. That's something else I don't understand, but that'd be another story. Because something that's what I bring up about Boris Johnson. There's been revelations, hasn't there, regarding his number 3, then, buddy. Regarding his relationship with Jennifer Akari, the pole dancer. Well, she's obviously sold a story or something, and she's come clean on a few things regarding Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson. So I just want to read you something. If you haven't watched my video, right, this is what Boris Johnson said apparently to Jennifer Akari. He was like a dog on heat. He was, I tell you. He was a dog on heat. He wanted her, big time, and she knew it. She said it in a recent he said, okay, I just want you to know, they came to me, and I crushed them. They said, you can't do this in a tech in April. I said, yes I can, and I will. I'll be there. That's what he said. Well, in a separate entry in the diary, so he just told, obviously, Jennifer Akari this, and in a separate entry in her diary, the seed spreader said, seed spreader Johnson, well, he begged her, pretty much, Miss Akari, how can I be? I can't repeat this. How can I be the thrust in your throttle? Okay. He says things like that. Your mere footstep as you make your career. I would say that's one hell of a chat line. You've got to admit that. That's hilarious. Who says things like that? So then he goes on and says, tell me, how can I help you? Oh, saucy little man he is. What a little minx, eh? Oh, blimey. Needless to say, when I read that, I was in the stove. I got a video, and I did. Only a little short. So yeah, the man is he's all over the place, and he's always been all over the place. And when he was London mayor, he was all over the place, and it's quite shocking, really. And you know what? He's our prime minister. What? Oh my Gideon! And he's trying actually today and yesterday, and obviously at the Remembrance, which he kind of like smartened himself up a bit. He was actually wearing a suit that looked like it kind of fitted him. He brushed his hair. He looked a little bit more respectable. But still, my God. He's got a long way to go to try and obviously iron out everything that's been going on. And how can you iron out something when... What the hell was that? I just heard a noise over there. What on earth? Oh, anyway. Spooky. Anyway, anyway, how can you iron out those ripples, those wrinkles in your troubles, when new ones keep you iron them out and another one pops up? And then another one. Yeah, right, Edwin. Public school boys say tripe like that. Fair point. That sort of talk is okay in private and stuff, but this bloke is our Prime Minister. Yeah, it's like you haven't thought ahead. You haven't thought about how you're going to be perceived in the future. What if this stuff comes out? The sort... Lucy, what's it? Lucy, what's that? Lucy. The sort of thing incels think as romantic rather than creepy. That was creepy, wasn't it? Yeah. I think it's hilarious, but I don't think I'd try to use that as a chat line. I don't know how. I really don't know how that'd be taken. The thing is, Jennifer Curry probably knew what he's like anyway, and he probably it's just Boris. Whether or not they got together, did they all? No, better not do that. I don't know. But he certainly had the hots for her. Yeah. Enough so to use £100,000 of taxpayers' money in the form of a grant to give to R. Curry. Now, as far she said that he had nothing to do with the actual administering of that grant, but I guarantee you that he says, sign that one off, that's good. Let's push that through. He might have not been there doing the old paperwork. Obviously not, it's a grant. It's not his department. But he would have forced that through. So yeah, £100,000 of taxpayers' money in a grant, which means it wasn't a loan, obviously. No, that's gone. She probably put some Diamante or something onto her pole. Not that pole! Her pole dancing pole. The one she's got in her house. That apparently Alexander Boris Johnson didn't have a go on. I bet he did. He's been down no bloody zip wire, for God's sake, hasn't he? Eh? Oh, blimey. Oh, is that Mike Purdy, what he said? Yeah, he slipped a few taxpayer pounds in a bra. More than likely. I will allow that one. There's a few getting flagged up here. All these, Oh, that one's been flagged up once. QA Library said, not trying a bit. 6 pallets of painkillers, 4. Okay, someone's left a joke. Okay, there we go. Via a friend. Night trunk for me. I think it's a joke anyway. In a bit, I have 6 pallets of painkillers, 4 pallets of condoms, and a few pallets of music memorabilia, with the rest being parcels. It's a drugs, sex, and rock and roll night. Oh, okay. Saucy. Lucy's saying here that she scrolled past a YouTube video with a political cartoon as a thumbnail. Someone drew Boris as having an arse for a face. I've seen that. That's actually quite a good one. I like that one. I think that's quite old now. That's been about for a bit. If it's the one I think it is, anyway. I bet Carrie really hates Akari, sugar-free, yeah. God, can you imagine that? We'll get them two in the same room. Blimey. They'll have to have a pole dance-off. That's what they have to do. But she's pregnant, isn't she? Is Carrie pregnant? If Carrie's pregnant, oh yeah, that's not a great idea. I won't suggest that to her. God, yeah. Yeah. The Londoners saying, imagine how furious the Tories are behind the scenes that Johnson and Mogg, well, they could have derailed the gravy train. Yeah. So all those Tories have now got to come clean. Like Douglas Ross did. He had to come clean. And he's small, so he's a minnow in comparison. But then you got the likes of Grant Shapps, if that is his real name. He's an internet fraudster. That's what he is. Selling these packages online, which weren't even real. It's just a load of crap. Anyway, he is a con man. So Grant Shapps has been. He set up. I think I wrote this down actually. Let's have a look. I might have wrote this down. Let's have a look. Blah 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 blah. I'll get my facts straight then. My memory's not that great these days. I think I keep trying to do too much. I find it really hard to kind of get it all into. So the videos are quite good for me because I can actually get that written down, you see, and then I can get it clear in my head. I'm sure it comes to. I hope it does. I don't hope it does. I'm sure it comes to source eventually. Alright, Grant Shapps. I'm sure I wrote it down. I did write it down. Anyway, Grant Shapps, right, the Transport Secretary, he's another fraudster, as I said before. Anyway, he set up a team within the Civil Aviation Authority just so his little minions could lobby against planning developments that infringe on airstrips. Now, the United Kingdom, you might already know, has got lots of small airstrips all over the United Kingdom. They'll be on bits of farmland somewhere and it's registered as an airstrip. So a light aircraft can land on an airstrip. You know, I've had loads of lessons and stuff like that, pilot's lessons. That was no Piper Tomahawk. Didn't finish it though. I ran out of money. Too broke. Bloody expensive flying lessons, I'll tell you. But anyway, that was a long time ago. Anyway, the whole point about this is that Grant Shapps has got a pilot's licence, and he's got himself a aeroplane. It's a Piper Saratoga, about 100 grand it's worth. This aeroplane, so it's not new. It's old. It's an old Piper Saratoga, so it's quite old. But it's the point is he wants to make sure that him and his little cronies, who also got a little light aircraft such as, don't end up losing their airstrips. So he set up this aviation, civil aviation authority, within the civil aviation authority, so they can actually lobby against these things. So basically, they can block planning for any developments, whether it be social housing or whatever it might be. He can block the planning, just so he can make sure he's got his little, little airstrips all over the place. So yeah, it's I suppose he might be another reason behind this. He might be how we're going to get how Boris Johnson gets out of the country in a hurry, and the CIA are on his tail. Maybe no, okay. Actually, to be fair, he probably won't fit. And then we've also got, which I just did a video on actually, about we're talking about sleaze now, obviously. Labour has written to the Standards Commissioner, Catherine Stone, asking her to investigate the Commons leader, Jacob Rees-Mogg, and his happy fish. After weekend reports that he may have, broken rules by failing to declare 6 million in cheap loans. Okay. He's got himself some cheap loans. I suppose that's a problem, is it? No, of course it's not a problem at all. We all would like a cheap, low interest rates. And we'll talk about ridiculously low interest rates just so that it is a loan and it comes under the framework of being a loan. So it could be like, I don't know, 0.01% or something stupid. Or 0.01%, yeah, that's right. And who sets this loan? Because the actual company who's supplying the loan is one of his. Yeah, the investment company that happens to have links to the Cayman Islands, which is obviously tax haven. He's took out several loans from this company that happens to be his company. Very low interest loans, and there's only one reason why you do that: is so you can embezzle money. Or embezzle money, so you can bring money into the country without paying tax on it. That's pretty much it. And also then it becomes the declaration of it is not quite so important, but obviously with all the sleaze going on, it's been brought to the surface because it's not, it's money. You think, oh, I got this money, but I just borrowed it. It's not my money, but actually it is your money because it's from your company. Now that money would have been taken out of the company. This is laundering. You're right. Yeah, exactly, London. Exactly what it is. Money laundering. So the money's been taken out of the company as an investment, which is what for the loan company and hence his company, that is an investment. So basically, his company, he's invested in himself by giving himself a loan. So it'll be marked on the balance sheet as an investment. But if he doesn't pay any repayments back or pay the debt back, it becomes a loss and it gets marked as a loss. The money's gone. He ain't going to take himself to court for it, is he? Now, another reason why you do this is so you don't actually have to pay taxes on your... Got to get it right in my head now. On your dividends. And the dividends, let's say you've got shares in the company. You every year you do your books, what have you. You leave some in the company. And whatever's left, you make the decision. That is your share dividend. We need this to operate, and invest in the future. And this is our share capital, which is going to be shared amongst our shareholders. Now, the difference here is you've took some of your off your balance sheet in the form of a so-called investment. It doesn't then go in. It no longer goes into the profit. Obviously, it goes into your shares, which then would get shared out to your shareholders, for which then they've got to pay taxes on. Now, you've got £2,000 limit. So that you can have shares up to £2,000 in the UK without paying any tax. Anything over that, well then obviously you've got to pay tax. Now, if you're up to 50,000, the tax is 7.5%. Get right in my head now. I used to have a company in the UK. It's 7.5%. And if you own between 50 and 150,000, it jumps up to 40%. But if your annual income, like if you've done your tax return for the year, your self-assessment, and it's over 150, the tax, you can special measure sort of thing, like I can't call that an agreement, special agreement or agreement rate or something. Anyway, it's 45% tax. Well, if you're borrowing 6 million quid, well, yeah, it's a huge amount of money. It's almost half of it in tax you're going to have to pay. Because obviously he's taken in more than 150 grand a year, isn't he? He's got 82 grand from his his earnings as being an MP. I don't know if he gets more by being kind of leader of the house at all, but I don't know. But anyway, he's at least 82,000, and whatever else he takes in from dividends from his companies and investments, and other shares that he takes in. It's going to be huge amounts of money. So it's a good. Anyway, the whole point is what he's done by taking the money out of his company. Remember, he's like London has said, he's laundered money, evaded taxes. Money's coming to the UK for which then he can spend without question. But somebody's flagged it up. Hence the Labour has. And they've asked the Standards Commissioner, Catherine Stone, to look at what's going on. This is actually really serious. But you'll get away with it, because they always do. I've got a sip of wine. I poured it in there 2 seconds ago. I ain't even dandling yet. Pay up and shut up and stop still. I didn't see that. I'm going to have a look, see what you guys are saying. Guys and gals. I don't exclude anybody. Right. Oh, I watched a really sad thing on... I never really watch the TV at all, even the news on the box. But the missus was watching it, and regarding these sickle cell sufferers in the UK, and they're being their conditions being missed, and kid died. Didn't like it. Kind of wish I didn't see it now. I hate things like that. All emotional. Right, okay. Benton's 9 bob note. Oh, you're saying an £8 note. well, bent as 8 pence. I thought the saying used to be bent as a 9 bob note or something like that, wasn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure somebody out there's older than me. I can't remember it either because I'm only 51. I was born in 1970. Yeah, you're right, Mike Purdy. Director's loans is basically skimming. That's exactly what it is. You're skimming profits out of the company for your own purposes and calling it a loan. Oh, yes, but I think you need to put that fiver back in the washing machine because you're right. That is laundering. Oh, damn it. They're everywhere, these criminals. No, you're right. That's mellow. You do like your capitals. As you know, I do read my comments and on the videos. As you know, mellow. I don't understand why you use capitals all the time. Are you shouting at me? Honestly, Mellow, you don't need to use capitals because I do look at the comments. I can't respond to them all because there's just so many. But I'm really struggling to keep up with just reading them. But I do read them. I do comment if I get a chance. I like to comment because to be fair, actually, I've been having some really, really great comments recently. Epicel, one of the chappies. I say chappie, might be a lady. I don't know. Left a comment, a really detailed comment. Anyway, I contacted and asked if I could use it in a video. So I'm going to do it I'm going to do, narrate it. Because it really explained lots of details regarding the trade deal. That was really good. So I really appreciate that people when they leave me really good comments like that, and just fun as well. It's great. I love it. At the end of the day, you're making an effort, aren't you? You're engaging with me and engaging with each other is fantastic. Love it. There's so many people on YouTube. I'm not going to blow my own trumpet, but I'll tell you, I do make a hell of an effort to try and read the comments, and so many people don't bother at all. And I just feel like it's a little bit of I know it's difficult and it does take absolutely ages, but you don't have to do all of them. Just show some presence. I know Max does. Robespierre, Maximilian Robespierre. He does comment sometimes as well. I think he replies to me sometimes on Never Leave comments. But I don't think there's many who do as many as me. Yeah, so it's a bit of an obsession. It's one of the things when I first started doing this. It's one of the my pet hates. I really hated it that I was leaving comments. I felt they're just dead air. And what is anyone actually going to read this? Is anyone going to respond to it? So it's quite important to me that you know that I do read the comments. Right, what we got going here? Oh my God, loads. Got lots of comments, loads of chat. I like chat. Oh, hello, Lee. Howdy, Corn. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. See you, nice. Now, I was actually going to have a go at doing it with OBS, like Max does, and Graham. I need to speak to Graham, actually. I haven't spoken to him. I've been so busy. Using the OBS software, so I can then bring up pages and then we can sort of discuss it together, sort of thing. But the quality of the video through OBS, even though I was using a good camera, the quality just I'm obviously doing something wrong, but the quality was rubbish, so I decided not to use it. I don't know what the quality. It looks okay for me when we look at it myself, apart from the fact that I'm in the image, but I hope the quality is okay of the video. I definitely hope it was better than Ginger Island's quality anyway. Oh, the internet there was so bad. From tax and investment since 2016. Yeah, I believe the actual. I think it's from 2016. There used to be a higher threshold regarding the amount you're allowed to get from dividends before you have to pay tax on it. It used to be much higher, but now it's gone right down to £2,000 now. So QA Larby saying from tax and investment since 2016 outside the UK, and UK lost out about 30 to 50 million in tax and direct investment. It's all gone to a German company. Oh dear. Yeah, drown a dead cat. Yeah, but the term of dead cat is basically you try to put an even more heart wrenching story out there to divert attention from what is pretty serious going on, and you've been dragged over the coals for already, just to divert attention. Now, I did some videos actually a while back regarding a company called oh god, the little British corner shop, and this little company basically what they did is they used to sell items of food and what have you, the sort of things so-called British food, like Coleman's mustard and all that sort of stuff, and sell it to people, expats, oh I mean immigrants living in the EU, and all the way around the world. And he actually was doing really, really well. He wasn't the creator of that business. He bought it from somebody else. Anyway, he did a lot of investment. I hear that Mark Cunningham, if it's Mark Callahan, the owner of that particular company, he actually voted for Brexit. And I'll try and find a trail of the information of the proof of this now. But it's like he's cleaned his trail up. It's like any tweets that he's done have been deleted or something's gone to him. There's remnants of it, but it's quite hard to put. Anyway, this guy was struggling. He couldn't, because of Brexit. He couldn't export his food into the EU. There's a documentary that was on the Dispatches programme tonight. Like I said, I never usually watch TV, but anyway, everything happened tonight. And he was saying that you couldn't export certain items to the UK, such as items that require phytosanitary. For instance, if it's got milk powder or various other like dairy products, what have you, even it's in chocolate, whether it's the cheese that goes into cheese and onion crisps, the cheese powders and stuff like that, you couldn't export them anymore. So it's like he lost like 3/4 of his product range, and he couldn't export them. So what has he done? Like the Department of Trade and Industry advised, the Cheshire Cheese Company and various others, set up abroad. That's what he's done. He's now, even though he's a Brexiter, he's invested in the Netherlands. I did know this actually before, but he's invested. He's bought, he's renting or bought whatever. Anyway, he's got big warehouses now in the Netherlands, for which now he's operating from there. Several £1 million as well. It's actually quite a concern. So all his European business operates from the Netherlands now. Now, there's an interview with a trade minister in the Netherlands, Dutch lady. She's saying $500 million were so far $500 million in goods that get traded have left the UK and now set up in Holland, in the Netherlands. So that's welcome to Brexit, sir. Oh, another Dutchman. So yeah, it's talk about shooting yourself in the flipping foot. The amount of industry and assets has left the United Kingdom. I know I'm going over spent ground, but we have to remind ourselves what's happened. We can't just lie down and accept everything that's going on, because quite frankly, apart from the fact there's more of it going on all the time, we need to remind ourselves so we can remind others. I think that's quite important, because this is just absolutely ludicrous. I'm sure that wasn't on the red bus. What we got going on here? That laundering. They are all a bunch of snakes. I'll tell you one bloke is a snake, and he's probably going to be the next Prime Minister. Is Richie Sunak. Richie Sunak, yeah. He's not much better. And what he does, okay, he's a bit more presentable. But I don't think he can perform. That's the thing about Boris Johnson. He's a shit politician, but he's a showman, isn't he? Whether you love him or loathe him, he's actually quite funny to watch. And the press love him because they're constantly writing about him. Whether it be how scruffy his hair is, or his ties, pointing that way or something stupid. Or he's got one button done up and he's pushing his belly out with his hands behind his back. Yeah, but it gives them something to write. It just feeds the press. He's constantly feeding the press about him. Not necessarily about the stuff that he's supposed to be good at, which he's not. Being the Prime Minister, in other words. Yeah. Whereas Richie Sunak, I don't think he can perform. It's almost like when he did that, his budget, budget speech the other week. Apart from that's crap anyway. All about beer and telling lies about beer, saying that because of Brexit we can now reduce all the taxes on our beer, but they're still higher than France. They're still higher than Germany. You know, the EU had nothing to do with that. All the EU said is that you've got to set your, I think it's a minimum of 3% or something. There's a minimum rate of VAT you have to charge on beer. Oh, no, 3%. It was less now. It was like 0.3 or so. Anyway, that was really low. And some countries have kept it really, really low, and some countries haven't. And the UK was like 3.6, 3.7% or something like that. And he's just dropped it a little bit, saying it's because of the European Union. We're allowed to do that now. It's nuts. Oh, okay. They was saying that. Okay, in the Netherlands, tax laws. And okay, what's Lee saying about the tax laws in the Netherlands? Because that might be interesting. Well, and it's relevant. All right. He's been googling. You've been googling, Lee. All right. The Netherlands' tax laws aren't beneficial to them. They have to pay 15% in dividends in the Netherlands. Of course, the government is making it out to be a vote of confidence in the UK. Yeah, I'm not quite understanding what you're saying there, Lee. I'm probably being thick. Tommy Gunny doesn't rate Sunak either. He's a mog in a fitted suit. Yeah, what is this about? He's another one who can't carry a suit. For God's sake, has he had his shoulders shaved off or something? Like took the corners off. He looks like he's got one of Gary Glitter's suits on. It's just like bizarre. It's just there. And when he walks, the suit is like moving, not in tune with his body. It's bizarre. Yeah, and also it's almost like a trench coat in a suit jacket. I don't know what's going on. He's obviously very tall and lanky, so obviously that doesn't help. But crikey. I look like a gangster in a suit, I do. I've got this light creamy linen suit. I look just like a gangster. Yeah, it's a bit scary. Ah, Shell, of course. No, you're right. I get you now. Yeah. Why is Shell moving to the... I could have done something about that. Actually, could have done a video about that. Why is Shell moving back to the UK? Or so-called, air quotes, moving back to the UK? Well, it's because, the way I see it is... remember what they were saying, the British government? They're going to get rid of all the legislation. Yeah, they're going to get rid of loads and loads of legislation to make it easier for people like Shell to do whatever they like. It doesn't sound very environmental to me, just after we just had the COP26. Besides, that was a cop-out anyway, after 670 blooming private jets were used to ferry them all about. And there's Biden's, I don't know, how many blooming cars did he have? Like 80-odd cars, or some stupid amount. That's absolutely crazy. It's nuts. Don't they see what perception people have when they... Don't they understand what goes through people's minds when they see stuff like that? It's the same as a fraud, isn't it? Same as these sleaze scandals. There's these people stealing from, not necessarily me, because I live in France, but yeah, they're stealing from British citizens. And we're seeing that, and then they're taking stuff away from us? What? And we're supposed to accept that? And not actually put two and two together, or one, They really must hold the British public in very low... Well, although we did get Brexit, didn't we? Yeah. That's a valid point, actually. I was about to say they would, must hold us in very low regard. But, yeah. Blimey. No, I was a bit disappointed, but there's some good things come out of it, obviously. But I don't think they're going to keep to it. That's my thing. I think it's going to just be... I know they've got all the satellite surveillance systems in place, so they say. And they reckon they can keep an eye on what people are doing, but no one's going to pay any attention to that. They're going to do what they want. And now we've got China's in a bit of a bad way, with they're talking about doing austerity. Apparently, this is what I hear. I might be wrong, so, somebody might know more about this than I do. But I hear they're planning to cut back on stuff because of their economy. Well, we know their economy is really, really struggling for a start. And that is going to have a world effect. That's going to be a whole load of pain for lots of people. because if you can't get the products, if say for instance China holds back, they're obviously going to have a problem with getting stuff out as well. And you've got all these bloody problem with containers all over the bloody shop at the moment. China hasn't got enough containers. The price of a container is something crazy. We had like 18 grand now to ship a container from China to the UK. It used to be 1,500. It's just, yeah, we're talking about dollars, and it's everything is just shot through the roof. So that costs get passed on to the customers eventually. It works its way down the chain and eventually ends up on the shelf. So yeah, I think we're going to be. I think that's going to be a ongoing story with China. And then you've got the Uyghur, Xinjiang province, only with the Uyghur Muslims, and that is another blooming frightening thing. Poor buggers. Basically, they use them now as slave labour. Slave labour. I blame the wine. Jared, the Captain Scar from Captain Scar. Yeah, I agree with that, Jasper. Oh, Duke is leaving me. Duke Vengeance is leaving me lots of profanity, but let's allow it. Yeah, Prick Patel. She is Mellow. Yeah, she is absolutely awful. She did a little speech today because obviously there's been a terrorist attack, hasn't there? We haven't got any real details about it as yet. It was not last time I looked anyway. So that was a bit scary. We don't know the motive. So what is that all about? I do not know. And then there's Pretty Patel. She was on the old Gogglebox tonight, giving her a spiel. I just hate to say her. Every time I say I'll get my gun, if I had one. Pretty Patel, the evil witch from Snow White and the Dirty Tories. Yep, let's show that one. Bayerberg, yes. Evergrande, a Chinese property company, is in debt to the ruin of half of EUG. Whoa! Really? Crikey. So that half of the European Union's gross domestic product. Crikey, that is not great, is it? Crikey. I need to look at company's Evergrande. Okay, I'll look at that later. Pete, you say okay, Pete. Are you saying my sound's not very good? Does my sound okay, everybody? Because I just had a message saying my sound does not sound so good. I am using a microphone. Because there, little road. Well, it's not road. There's a road copy that one. I did take my Rode microphone to Ginger Island and it went a bit dodgy over there, and now I've managed to get it all apart and clean. What happened was the damp atmosphere had corroded some of the contacts inside the where the connection went in, where the plug goes in. So I just cleaned it up and that's fine now. But I've been using this one. Old Farouk, Jasper says, Pretty's probably worse than Hitler. I don't know if I'd go that far. God. If you let her have her own way, she might be, yeah. It's fizzing. Right, okay. Is that a bad connection? Is that any better? I have got an extension cable on the actual dongle. I could unplug that and plug it directly in, which means a little bit further away. But did that improve it? Oh, there's just fine. That was fizzing. Okay. Mad monk. You've just been hammed and watching the Scotland beat Denmark. I bet you loved that, didn't you? Oh, good. That sounds okay. The sound's got some noise. Sounds like I'm in a rainstorm. Well, over there my heat is run out of fuel, so that's probably that might be that. I'll turn it off. It's doing. It might be that. There's a bit of static in the background. Okay, that might have been that heat. Has it gone? Number 3, how you doing, buddy? Hitler's granddaughter. Or daughter. Nope, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just unplug the microphone and re-plug it in again. Noise. Radio waves. Okay, make sure I plug it in the right way around. Is that okay? Is that better? Is that okay now? Oh, good now. Oh, good. That must have been this wire. It's probably picking up RF noise from all these lights and stuff in here. Because I've got quite a lot of lights in this office. So, it's one of the problems we had on Ginger Island. Because when Graham wanted to use his laptop with OBS and other streaming software he wanted to use, there's so many cables everywhere, and it's just picking up noise from everywhere. It's just, when we using the radio mics, it just didn't work. It's just really noisy. And my radio, there's nothing wrong with my radio mics. I've been using it for some of my videos directly into my phone, which has been absolutely fine. Oh, it's gone crap again. Okay. I could swap the mic over. It might be the cable. The other cable. Oh my god. Oh my giddy arm. Bear with me. I'll be there in a second. I'll grab the other cable. Hold that microphone. Who's moved my microphone? 2 seconds. Angle. Right, let's try this instead. Another plan. Right, I'm going to use my radio mic. Hopefully that'll be okay. Luckily I just charged it up, so plonk you on there. Let's see if that's any better, shall we? God, do you know what? I hate the fact my eyes are nowhere near what they used to be. It's frustrating it is. Right, we're back on the phone. That's just the phone. The problem with the phone is it picks up all the other radiant ambient noises. So I'd like to have something a bit more okay. Hopefully that. Put that up here. Let's see if I can transfer up there. That's it. The glasses back on so I can see what's going on. I'm back. Oh, the glasses are dirty. Right, let's move this out of the way. So I don't know why that started picking up interference. So it wasn't this cable, it was something to do with the microphone or the. I'll just sound check so that when I record it. Might just be picking up some noise anyway. Audio jack issue. The phone sound was shy, okay. It's usually a bit echoey. Is it okay now with the little radio mic? It's not better with the. Do you think there's a plug on my phone? I bet the phone's getting. Oh, okay. My phone. Still noise. Okay, I'll unplug it in. Well, that's without the microphone plugged in. You said it's muted. Oh my god! Well, can you hear me or not? Is it muted? I know it's better. I think it might be my phone actually. Okay, we'll stick with that one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it a little bit closer so that the microphone isn't quite so far away. I bet it's the actual socket in my phone because the problem, I've got always unplugging and plugging in. Oh, sounds good now. Okay, maybe I should do that in the future. I'll just try to keep the sound fairly, a bit more beefy, but it's normally okay. I use it on my videos. I did find when I was on driving, when I started doing my videos without editing or whatever, I was finding that sometimes I was getting like a weird noise. I had to sort of re-record it. I put it down to the damp. I've got a funny feeling my phone, the connection side of my phone might be a little bit crap. Like shellac 2CD. That's better now. Okay, we'll carry on. Right. Now, after that, I'm all distracted, disjointed. Right, tourism. I'll talk a little bit about tourism. Since I've done a little bit of sort of travelling from A to B. Because there's been some developments. There's some figures that have been published. And who's in charge of tourism? It's no less than, servant of the gods. Our very own little female Moses. Nadine Dorries. Yeah. But she does have an undersecretary as well. I think his name... Nigel Huddleston. A Nigel! Oh, that don't bode well, does it? No. It's a Nigel. Oh my god. Yeah, so, it's not looking good for the UK's tourist industry. Hello? He's come to say hello. Yeah, it's not looking good for the UK's tourist industry at the moment for a variety of different reasons, and I'm sure some of you already know what some of them are. But I'll sort of read this to you. And like I say, Nadine Dorries MP is responsible for tourism. She's the culture and tourism and digital and whatever secretary. Anyway, the undersecretary is Nigel Huddleston. Yeah. But she's a voice for God, so that's okay, isn't it? Who says that? She's as corrupt as they come herself. She gave her daughters about 70 odd a wage at 75,000 to work in her office while she's it's very good this way. Okay, we'll carry on like that. I suppose there isn't much noise going on in this space anyway, so Caroline's gone upstairs to bed. So the thing is that she's given her daughters 75 odd thousand pounds as a wage, and they didn't even live anywhere near the office. The reports are going out. There's people saying that they never attended the office. So it's just a way of giving their kids money, taxpayers' money, your money. So anyway, well, I think, but like I said, she is the voice of God. I think Nadine Dorries, I think she's seen the burning bush. Over that, she's got crabs. Sorry. So, anyway, she said, well, first of all, I just want to repeat this. Actually, this is, I keep going on about the God thing. I just did a video about this as well, actually. She said, I'll get onto the tourism in a minute. She said, I am not an MP for any reason other than because God wants me to be. There's nothing I did that got me here. You ain't a kidding. It is what God did. Sorry. There is nothing amazing or special about me. I'm just a conduit for God to use. She's a screwball. She's an absolute screwball. Who says that? God rigged the votes. Yeah, Joy, I think he did. But it might be a woman. We don't know. I'm not exactly that godly, to be fair. I don't believe in all that. I like the idea of science. There you go. If people do, that's fine. Right, okay, I did write something, and I'm going to do a little video on this as well, actually, but this is kind of my script for my video. UK inbound tourism plummeted from 40.9 million to 11.1 million, down 73%. But only 7.4 million visitors are predicted in 2021, down 82% from 2019. Now this shows that the UK tourism hasn't bounced back like it has in nearby countries. Now, nearby countries are like France, Germany, you know, the continental countries, mainland. Yes. Meanwhile, France saw a 34.9% growth in tourism in 2021 from 2020, while flights to Spain and Turkey have recovered 64% and 74% of their 2019 figures. Now, Greece was almost back to pre-pandemic levels over the summer, with 86% of the arrivals of July and August in 2019. Now, the United Kingdom has seriously damaged its tourism industry, as you already know, since a load of people put the cross in the wrong box, that they did, by uncertain barriers. Yeah, because of that cross that they put in the wrong box. Well, barriers to foreign tourists and business people. Now, before Brexit, Europeans, well, from the mainland, well, they could just use their identity card, couldn't they? You know, and travel to the UK, no trouble at all. But now those rights have been taken away. You can no longer use your identity card, which means you're going to have to buy yourself a passport, okay, to gain entry into the UK. Maybe not Northern Ireland, actually. Come to think about that. Wouldn't be that difficult anyway, would it? But yeah, so needless to say that lots of people who may be going on holiday are going to be looking at the costs and think, where do we go on holiday? Well, we were considering going to the UK and maybe visit London, stand outside Buckingham Palace or something stupid like that, and peer through the gates. You know, all the usual sort of rubbish. And but they're going to look at the costs. They're going to say, well, okay, so it costs us this to get there. The cost of the accommodation has gone through the roof. We know why that is. And now I've got to buy a passport as well. And I didn't need a passport. Many citizens within EU member states don't have passports. I know loads of people don't have a passport. They don't need one. Unless they're venturing out of the Schengen area. So, yeah. So, that is a bit of that's obviously going to hit the tourism to the UK. So Europeans from EU member states, they have a choice, don't they? They either apply for a passport or they don't. That takes time and money to do so, to visit the UK. Well, like for instance, many of them basically they're not travelling to the UK. They've decided they're going to be travelling to another EU country where it's hot and sunny, and the seas aren't full of shit. Yeah, I think. Oh man, Trump came to the UK to teach Boris Johnson stupid things like going for the racist Brexit. Yeah, and apparently water's really wet, and shit is still shit. Yeah, people, person, TV, and all that jazz. Blimey. People voted that man in, just like Alexander Boris the Bevel John. I just can't get over that. Why someone would vote for something like that? It's just nuts. Absolutely crazy. Oh, God. Haven't you heard of, once bitten, twice shy? I mean, these phrases, sayings and stuff, It's, oh my giddy aunt. Anyway, since Brexit and the pandemic, can't get away from that, many business people have found it unnecessary to travel. So we lost a lot of the UK inbound tourism into the UK, but also we've lost a lot of inbound touring business people with the briefcases, using their little identity cards and what have you. But that's not just about identity cards, no. They're Zooming. Since the pandemic, they've all learned how to Zoom and they've realised, well, we could save a lot of money. Yeah? We can do it more often. We could do it daily if we wanted to. We can get everybody together. Do you have more communication? In fact, you can probably do business better. All this thing where we go for a meal and what have you, and do a secret handshake and all that, that's all gone for the birds, isn't it? It's all done by Zoom. Yeah. Maybe they don't do secret handshakes anymore. Maybe they just send like cock pictures. Cock and fanny pictures. Is that how it works? No? Okay. Maybe I've gone too far there. So yeah, another unfortunate and quite frankly embarrassing factor is that how many EU citizens consider Brexit as a personal attack. Now I'll come across quite a bit in my comments, but also personally here as well. And I understand that, to be honest. Especially when you get all this xenophobia that's been parading about the UK. We've got obviously Boris Johnson, as Prime Minister. All the things he said. Homophobia against Muslim women. It's just one thing after another with that man. He's just said so many racist things. Peeking in his water and smiles. And these things have been published. They're not just things that he just blurted out and might got forgotten about. These are actually in print. He's gone to the trouble to write this. Now, I write quite a bit for my blogs and stuff like my woodworking, and it's kind of like you read for it and you read for it and read for it and read for it before you send it or post it. He knew exactly what he's blooming writing. He knew exactly what he's doing. The man's a complete and utter. He's not a very nice man. No. Come over being all this fluffy kind of friendliness, and he's just an arse. Complete an arse. So, the UK tourism is suffering, and it's going to suffer further. And some people are going to say, I suppose, we have a lot of internal tourism now. People, like, for instance, in the UK, looking for holidays in the UK. But that's actually become a bit of a problem as well, isn't it? Because there isn't enough places. Especially during the holiday season, where the kids can't go out of school unless you want to have to pay fines out of holiday time, term time. Same with my grandchildren. My daughter came over. It was about 2 years ago. Out of term time, but she had to weigh up the costs. She thought to herself, well, it was cheaper for her to come. That's cost of the holiday in term time, and she decided that it was cheaper to do that and pay the fine than it was to come in term time. Now in the UK it's even worse, because obviously in the UK the costs of holidays during the holiday season, during the break, is actually, they go through the roof, don't they? Especially in the UK. There's reports in the UK that some places are charging for apartments as much as £70,000 for a week. There's listings from TripAdvisor and what have you. Absolutely crazy. Whether they actually rented them out of that, I don't know. It might be just the fact they're overbooked and just see whether or not they're getting takers. I don't know. We'll just chuck the other ones out. Anyway, what are you guys saying anyway? Before guys and gals. Oh, funny everyone wants to vote on Brexit overturned. Boris is not giving a shite or a shit about it. No, the thing, we can't overturn Brexit. I'm sorry. There's no overturning of Brexit. I wish there was. But there isn't. You can't overturn stuff and you're already left. You're going to have to actually rejoin, which is a separate thing altogether. It would be renegotiations. And you're not going to get the same deal. You're just going to start from afresh, which means you'll be playing on the same hymn sheet as everybody else. If not, even in worse condition, worse state. For start, I don't think it would be keeping the pound if that happened. I don't care, quite frankly. Be a lot easier with the euro, so exchanging money and stuff. Yeah. So living here, if you, for instance, when people come over here with their UK bank cards and they go and fill their car up with petrol. Now, I know some people have been charged a preload, like a prepayment, I suppose like an escrow type thing, where the money gets held in your account of €300 while it waits for the money to clear. That's all very well, but if that money's been stopped on your account and you've got other plans for your money, you've only got a certain budget, it can really screw you up. So, yeah, it wouldn't be great. Anyway, what are you guys saying? Because I'm blubbering on without reading your chat. Bayerberg says the French will have something to say about the UK rejoin. Yeah, veto! Be like Charles de Gaulle, it will. This is a family-friendly channel and we can't even speculate. what that would be. No, we can't. It's just not. I just can't see it happening. I wish it could happen, and I wish it never happened, obviously, in the first place. And maybe we'd be perceived, in Britain as not being xenophobic for a start, because that I just find that horrible. But it's true. Voted in a known racist as the prime minister of a country. Now that doesn't bode well, does it? It's not a good image. Not a good image at all. I need to change my batteries for a little light. Yeah, so it's just a bit. It's very embarrassing. Number 3 said, I worked in Wimbledon once, and the estate agent told me that the house owners could get 100,000 per week during the tennis fortnight. Whoa! 10,000 per week. Sorry, not 100,000. 10,000 per week during the tennis fortnight. Do they get free strawberries and cream? Whoa! Blimey. That is there. That's a lot. Well, I'm surprised. You're talking about people with money, aren't you? You know, just so they can sit there and do that. Yay! Yay! Yeah. Although I do like tennis. Ah, it's bright again. Oh, me giddy ants, take my eyes out. It's burning my eyeballs. Alright, so. Bert says, Shell wants a weak government. Oh, they got that. They're easy to manipulate, yes. Well, the government, they're going to lobby the government to reduce legislation, is what happened. So they can save money. That's what Shell's about. It's about making money, isn't it? Baby, the French will do. Yeah, they will. Daylight robbery. You don't. Yeah, you don't undemolish a building. That's kind of what they've done. You're right there, actually. Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, the damage of, and also they've done so many things now that pretty much makes it impossible to rejoin anyway. What? Tommy, you found what was? Tommy, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Blimey, God, it breaks up families. This sort of stuff does. So Tommy Gunn found out that his sister voted against the Scottish independence in 2014, and for Brexit in 2016. Blimey, really? Oh, that's hard. Why would you do that? I kind of understand the Scottish independence at the time because promises were made, weren't they? And they got broken. But when those promises were made and got broken, you knew for a while that Brexit would undermine those promises. That doesn't make any sense why you do that. That's ill thought out. So what did I say? Who else has been talking? Lots of people have been talking. I do like it. Yeah, yeah. I think. Yeah. I think that's been covered. Yeah, Shell wants a weak government. Someone's asking about. Where was it? Yeah. PA1GSJ. Why Shell want to move to London? Well, it's plenty obvious. You know. Removal of legislation. Bert A says Brexit. Should I go or should I stay? Now, if I stay, it would be treble. If I go, it would be double. Yep. I really want to rejoin. I would absolutely love to go. I just can't see it happening. I had this discussions on Max's channel, on the Discord server, and I just can't see it happen. Sad as it is, I just can't see it. Not in my lifetime, anyway. There's going to have to be a massive change in our political direction. Like, for instance, proportional representation would be a start. And UBI. I think we're heading for that, to be honest. I think UBI is going to be cheaper than any kind of social care. The way the economy's heading. Alex Jones is a far-right knobhead. We'll show you that one. There you go, Duke. You happen to be right. And Mellow said Alex Jones is an idiot. You happen to be right. Hello, Jerry. How you doing, buddy? Didn't see you all out there, mate. The Yorkshire Ripper was motivated by God. Oh my God. That's it. We're done for. Nadine Dorries. She's going to kill us all. Blimey. 24-something Tories were found messing with tax money. So what happened to them? Fair point. Nothing. Probably. I didn't follow that one. Oh, swimming in shit. Yes. Oh God, there's loads of it. Below me. Okay, that's right back up there. Let's go. I'll come back down again. Yep, they are a bunch of incompetents. On the personal. Yeah, that's a Richard Turner. That's a valid point actually. Whether or not we can apply, well, an opportunity comes to where we can apply, we have to pay a fee or something like that to be able to become members of the European Union in our own right as individuals. Obviously, you're not going to have all the benefits because some of the benefits will be, European benefits for everybody. You can't. Some things you're not going to benefit from, but if it was just access, so you can work, love, and live in 27 other countries, just by paying some kind of membership fee. You could be for instance, healthcare and stuff like that. It could be organised, couldn't it? But that would be a rather special thing to have, to be able to do that, provided you can maintain it. So what happens if, for instance, I suppose then you could do a CDS carte du jour or something afterwards, if not. So let's say, for instance, you've got this new card, gives you access, you paid for this card to gain access, you become a European member on an individual basis. And what happens, you bought yourself a house, and you lived there for years, and that right gets taken away from us. Also, they decided it wasn't a great scheme, we're not doing that anymore. So now you've got to apply on an individual basis to your individual country, but you lose the right then to live and work in all the other countries, if it makes any sense. So I suppose that would be a huge problem, but it'd be no different to Brexit at the moment, would it? It's definitely better than nothing. Can we take Bodger Dodger and throw him off the cliffs of Dover as a sacrifice to Poseidon? Can we? Please! I really want to. Oh dear. Oh, he's tar and feathering. Oh, but H has a point actually. Shell wants UK money to repair the mess in Africa. Well, Shell was saying, weren't they? We need to be able to drill our oil and sell our oil and create all these carbon emissions, flare off all the gas from the drilling. Which, that is another story. That thing is scary, that is. How much carbon that gives off. Crazy amounts. But anyway, so they can do environmental stuff. That's what. So they reckon they've got to do damage to the environment to protect the environment. Is that an oxymoron? I think it's an oxymoron. It's a bit nuts, isn't it? Due to rip-off passport shit, we can't... Oh, I see. Okay. You can't visit your daughter with your ID card. So you can visit 146 countries all over the world. Or UK is not included in any anymore. Yeah. Sorry to hear that, mate. That's not great, is it? This Brexit affected so many people on a personal level. Okay, we're okay here in France and that now. We've done what we had to do. But at the time, we were so stressed and worried. No one really knew what was going to happen. And it killed my business. Absolutely destroyed it. Because I lost my customer base. I've told you this before, but my woodworking business it got hammered. Absolutely. It's quite soul destroying, to be honest. So it was just, that was worrying at the time. But we got stuff sorted out and we're okay now. And I seem to be starting to do okay-ish with this YouTube thing. And my other channel does okay with it as well. So we get enough to get by, so it's okay. Can't complain. At least we've got something. There's a lot of people worse off than we are, for God's sake. At least we haven't got a mortgage. You know, we always have a roof over our heads, so that's something to be thankful for. And you know, I can't afford a car, a new one. I say new old one. Yeah, I'd love to get an electric one. That would be rather smart here. But that ain't gonna happen. Price and things. Oh my god. You need to plug the buy me coffee and oh okay. I'm not. I don't like begging. I put the little things on my flashcards on my YouTube, and I mention at the end of what have you. But I do actually feel really uncomfortable asking for money. Yeah, but you might be right. Oh, cool. Well done, Tommy Gunn. He's got a house and no mortgage. Now, I've got something I can show you. I might have shown you this before. I'm going to grab it. I'll be back in 1 second. It's just over there. These are my barbecued credit cards that I had when I was living in the UK. Now, I don't have any debt now at all. And I made that promise to myself and the missus that we'll never have a debt again. And gosh, I breath of fresh air. So we sold our house in the UK, ended up with not much left over to be honest. Love to buy this wreck. It's okay now, it wasn't, you know. Then yeah, pay all our debts off. So, Wally peeking up. Yeah, try to grab Wally. Yeah, no, it's just it was a pressure business and what have you, and that was at the time of that recession, last recession, 2008. My business in the UK, I was employing people, what have you, make sure people's wages get paid, what have you, but it was at the cost of me increasing the balance on my credit cards. I get one credit card to pay off another one so I could pay their wages. It was just it's just a nightmare. And that's progressively getting in a worse situation. You always think that things were going to be turning out better in the end. Grass is always green on the other side. Next week will be better. And then you just end up sliding down a slope. And you're so busy actually doing the work and doing the paperwork and the wages and all that sort of stuff. You lose sight of the fact you're actually spiralling out of control. And when it clicked in my head, I thought, that's it. We ain't got no choice there. At 35, 36, I can't remember, over 36,000 I think it was, on those credit cards, and over a very short period of time. Plus we had debt in the business, we had vehicles as well, so a lot of HP agreements, and also lease hire agreements as well, and they all had to be paid. So obviously we need the equipment to be able to make the business work. Anyway, so we moved over here, sold up and bought this place in France, and renovated it. Still haven't finished it. Still loads to do. Do so much work at other people's houses, never get to finish my own. And and we haven't got any debt. So it's been hard graft, real hard graft to be fair, and yeah, had to dig a well with a spade. I'll tell you something, that's not quick. Blimey, we were orange as well. Me and my boy Stefan, we first started. No, actually, me and Dizzy Darren, who lives here now, actually in France, not in this house, but in his own place. And we started digging this well. We didn't realise how long it would take and the amount of stuff. And it's going through. You got layers of shale, layers of stone, layers of sand. Anyway, just going through all these different strata layers, basically. And it took absolutely ages, weeks to dig this blooming thing with no machinery to do it, apart from using a Kango to break through the rock. But we did it. Anyway, we lots of beer later, and yellow clothes, sort of clay colour. And then anyway, so we did. Anyway, we had to renovate the house, and this place is what we live in now. All done on the cheap. And now it's like the fourth bridge. We're having to kind of start again and refresh and do things properly as the money comes in. So anyway, cheers, Rant Dad. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, doing alright. At the time, it was a lot of worry because the house had no running water. Obviously, that's why we had to dig a well. There was a spring in the garden, which was very, very helpful. How deep was the well, Lee? Actually, it's not that deep. It's wide, but it's not that deep. It's actually spring fed. It's quite the spring's quite high in the well, so we're quite fortunate with that. The actual well's only about 8 meters deep, but when you work that out, 8 meters by about 1.2 internal our well is. It's quite wide because we're digging it by hand, you see. And anyway, it's just it's got quite a bit of volume. We had a pump in it running all the time, so we can actually pump the water out while we're digging the well. It was not a pleasant job. The house had big old holes in the roof. I mean, huge holes in the roof. Various rotten timbers. And when the echo responds in Chinese, you dug too. Yeah, very good. We didn't go that deep, Bayberg. So when the echo responds in Chinese, you have dug too far. Okay. Rendering. Oh yes, we did do some rendering. Inside, everywhere else we pointed. Just line points. It's all stone. Building's all stone. Walls are like that thick. They are crazy big, thick walls. Just all sheer mass, and it's all clay lump. So there's nothing rigid holding it together. It's just what they dug out of the cellar. Where we are now, there's a cellar underneath here. So that's all that clay that came out of there ends up back in the building. So it's pretty environmental, really. And Tweed Karma seems to discuss about the dividend tax again. Oh, did he? Okay. Interesting. Look at that. Blimey, that's okay. Because that's Labour's been kicking up a fuss about this. But I just because I've had companies, I know how it works. And it's kind of like when I saw that, I thought, yeah, we know why he's done that. It's clearly it's money laundering. Yeah, we're talking about obviously Jacob Rees-Mogg taking money out of his own, or taking a loan from his own company for his own benefit, and agreeing his own loan. It sounds pretty corrupt to me. UK water is bugged. Please send me. Yes, Mello. I think UK water is pretty damn bugged, especially in Kent. I don't know if they stopped testing or not around there, but they found that by doing random tests that had this E. coli in the water in the Kent area. Not all the Kent area, but obviously various Kent areas. It's not going to get better, is it? While you carry on pumping shit out. Can you imagine over a period of time there's a fungus you get from actual shit, believe it or not. Clings to the rocks and the trees' roots and all that sort of stuff, and there's this weird kind of fluffy like fungus that flows in the water from shit. Oh dear, I should laugh. Environmentally, it's absolutely horrendous, isn't it? Oh, God and Bennett. There you are, you're swimming down in the sea, and a big turd comes along. Yeah. Blimey. Not great, is it? Just watch Wally and Walmart. Yeah, everyone's a ticker. See what you guys and gals have wrote. You're rendering, are you, Tommy Gunn? I get you. So you're rendering your workshop these days, and you should see the state of it. But I'm getting there. Do you know what? When I first started doing rendering, I've been in the building game, I have years and years and years ago. You put the stuff on the wall and you overwork it, and it just all falls off. So yeah, it's really frustrating. You try and put it back on again because the wall's already wet, it's got no suction in it because it's already saturated with water. It falls off again. So you kind of have to like just leave it and yeah. So yeah, you got to get it right in the first place. And if it's too heavy, you put on too much at a time. Obviously, the weight of it pulls it away. Yeah, we're talking about obviously cement render. But here in France, they mainly use lime here for that sort of thing. And they do a material called monocouche, which is basically monocoat render. It's a lime-based render, and it burns your skin on your fingers if you're not careful. You've got to wear gloves. Tweed Karma, Dutch. So Tweed Karma. I misunderstood you. Sorry, I didn't. It's Dutch Parliament. Okay. Yes, Pineapple Boy. British E. coli. What is happy E. coli? Ask the Mog. Blimey. Oh, Graham's streaming now, is he? Okay, I better give him a chance. I might stop in a minute. Besides, it's 1 o'clock over here. I didn't realise. I blab along, don't I? The time runs away with me. Does it say how long I'll be on for? Oh, God, an hour and 50 minutes. Blimey. Yep, so basically we're all fucked. Oh my God, whatever next. And what about these blooming lorry drivers? I know that some people say there was no visa application required for the tanker drivers, or other lorry drivers, coming into the UK from the European Union, but they still had to have like an appointee, like for instance a lorry driver, a haulage company would have to organise it effectively, but it's not technically a visa, there's no application process, it's more of a notification. But they had 9 applications. And Alexander Ethel Johnson said in an interview that they had 127. He can't help himself, can he? He just makes shit up all the time. Just nuts, isn't it? Absolutely nuts. The man is a nut. Well, we know what he's like, don't we? He can't help himself. And, 3 things I wanted to talk about before I end this stream. One is museum services in the UK, such as the Norfolk Museum Service. Well, they're struggling in various ways. I can't go into too much detail because my son works there, so I can't get political about it. I can get political about it, but I can't say too much detail. But basically, they're struggling with the ATA carnets, whereas before they had a loan service, like for instance, various little artefacts, exhibits and what have you. They would loan them out to other countries. Now the rules to loaning out to the United States obviously a lot more were quite expensive because of all the travel expenses, etc. But they used to pay all that. That's not whose problem. That hasn't changed, obviously. But the change is that to actually export or lend out an exhibit or borrow an exhibit from the European Union member states, you now got the ATA carnets, and usually an exhibit, which my son used to do, you to take something to, like for instance, last time I remember I was at Finland. He took something from, I think it was painting actually, from the museum service to Finland and exhibit, and then he'd do a talk about it and stuff like that. Can't do that anymore. So he's lost that opportunity to do that kind of work because, they've decided that that's not viable anymore because the costs are too high. Because you've got the ATA carnets, you've got work permits, you've got visa requirements and all that sort of stuff. I know they said there isn't, but there is for this. And also, the other thing is, individuals such as my son Wayne, where he have issues, is that the... what about, for instance, his ability to travel abroad? Let's say, for instance, he goes there for 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks of his allowance to be able to travel, to go abroad. Or what if he's already used up his 90 days? And then they ask him, you need to go there. I was like, well, I can't. Oh. So that's a problem. So they've got ATA carnets, which is an issue. There's a cost regarding for that. You've got to apply for it. You've got to pay pre-tax on. Some of these things don't have they're priceless. How do you value some of this stuff? Some of the values are very high. They've had all sorts of things like paint, very expensive, like turners and all sorts of stuff. That either get borrowed or exchange or sent out, lent. And can you imagine what the pre-tax would be on that? On the ATA carnet. So you've got to do your manuscript of what it is, your inventory, of what it is and everything that goes along with it. This is its value. So then you've got to export it with this cost, and then you've got to pay that 40% as a pre-tax or an insurance policy, if there's an insurance policy available on something of that value. So needless to say, they've decided that they're no longer going to be doing this anymore. So basically, there's going to be no any borrowed exhibits coming into the UK for the museum service. So that isn't very helpful. There might be some, but it's going to be drastically reduced. Yeah, it's called the Exhibit Loan Service or something. It's called something bizarre. So it's struggling, but also there's other things as well. It's a bit, I shouldn't say, but the council use a centralised maintenance service, which is privatised. It's a private company. Basically, they got this contract, and it's a fixed fee kind of thing, and it's supposed to cover all their maintenance. Well, you can see what's going to go wrong, can't you? It's as soon as there's anything that needs doing, they don't actually. Well, they try to do their best. The company does their best not to do it. In this case, they need a boiler, and some exhibits are getting ruined because they get mould on. I shouldn't have said that, but I have. So yeah, it's a bit of not great for the music. These are things irreplaceable items. You know, and who's in charge of this regarding the culture? Yeah, Nadine Dorries. Her again. But don't worry, she's God's messenger. You've just got to just got to believe, haven't you? Just got to believe that mould won't grow. So they're having a bit of damage, and obviously they're heading into another winter. We are in another winter, effectively, aren't we? There's a damp, and the same thing's going to happen again. Now they had to put a special request in now to try and get this sorted out, and it's still not done. So it's taken a year so far. So all these are climate controlled environments that they've got. Yeah, so it's not good. It's not good. Anyway, that's about that. But also, I had something else here. I don't want the with it. Where's it gone? Oh, that's not what noise was. It was that. Yes. Oh, how is Sir on Venti? I haven't seen him recently. They're all passport things, and the tax you have to pay. This is a very stupid day. Yeah, it is. It's all done passport money. The tax I've got to pay is 40% VAT they have to pay. It's like a deposit. And the whole thing is if the item doesn't get returned, let's say if it's going to be there, well, it might be there for some time. Some exhibits get lent for like months and months and months. So you've paid all that money out, it comes out of your budget, or somebody's budget, so it can't be used for other stuff. It's just got so complicated. It was bad enough, obviously, for the bands and other artists, but now we've got problems with the simple things like museum services. It's just it affects everything. Anything that gets exported, even if it's temporary export, it still comes under the same thing. It's all, the 8A carnet is about temporary exports. That's what it is. That's what it's for. The whole point is you take something across the border, you prepay any VAT if you were importing it effectively, but then you need to then you can return it, and then the VAT gets repaid to you. So that's kind of how it works. So if you're, for instance, a band and you've got merchandise, and obviously musical instruments, let's say, for instance, you've got 10 grand worth of musical instruments, so you're going to be paying 4 grand of that on tax, pre-tax. But you'll probably get that back unless something gets broken or gets stolen or something, but then you won't get it back unless it's insured, obviously. But merchandise, the whole point of merchandising is that you need to be able to sell it. And some bands are very dependent on selling the merchandise. So 40% VAT on the 8A carnet. So if you're selling a t-shirt, another 40% on top. That's a huge amount of your profit margin gone. Either you've got to sell the t-shirt or whatever it might be, or your record or vinyl. Or you actually so someone's got to pay. A lot of people choose not to go. And also, obviously, you've got all the other things regarding work permits and visas. I know they said, but I've been hearing reports that I know they said you don't need to do I can't remember if it's visas or work permits, one or the other. But I hear that you do. Depends where you are, what country you're in. Another bird of bluff from George Useless. Is it George Useless? No, it wouldn't be George Useless. Would it George Useless? Will it be Nadine Dorries again? Right, anyway. Well, in this, alright, this is Wetherspoon's propaganda. Yeah, Wetherspoon propaganda it is. It's not very good propaganda because it still doesn't show them in a very good light, not if you can read between the lines. Now, does the truth matter? Obviously, Wayne had to burn his shoes when he came out of the Wetherspoons in Stansted. I think what happens after your shoes were stuck to the sticky floors. Yeah. Actually, the one in Stansted is actually not too bad, to be fair to it. Still a, well, property bin Tim Martin, isn't it? You know, Microwave King. So, in here, it's basically loads of retractions and stuff from various, you know, where people have slagged them off. Now, majority of them basically are referring to when Tim Martin was in, looked like his basement kitchen or something, where he ties up his, I don't know, loads of children probably and suck their blood or something. I don't know. Maybe he's a lizard. So anyway, when they had the furlough, they said that he sacked all his staff and told them to go and get a job at Tesco's. Now he said he didn't say that. Now I've seen that his little, well, it looked like a little phone kind of, a bad phone kind of video that he made, and he didn't say that. No. He didn't actually say that we're not going to pay you, because that's what they said. That we're not going to pay you, but I advise you to go and get jobs at Tesco's or Sainsbury's or somewhere. That's pretty much what he said. But the thing about this is that they're all on 0 hours contracts. So, yes, he did pay them, because the way it was portrayed is that he wasn't going to pay his staff, and that's what he got upset about. But he did pay his staff up to the date for which the furloughs, the lockdown started. So he had to shut his pubs, or well, he didn't pay up. He didn't pay anyone after that because there's 0 hours contracts anyway. Effectively sacked them all, but they didn't have contracts, obviously, so they weren't on a contract, so they got no holiday pay. Well, they might get holiday pay on 0 hours contract, don't you? But you don't get no no money. So even though his retractions in here, if I find one, actually, it'd be quite a good idea. Oh, hey, this is one. This is in Daily Express, this one, so that's quite a good example, I suppose. Daily Express agreed to print the following correction. Where is the original article? They're not showing the article. The previous version of the article, right, reported that Tim Martin told 43,000 employees that they would have to find work elsewhere. Technically, he actually did say that. Yeah. Well, in practice, he said that, I should say. And he would not face getting paid until the government's furlough scheme began. And that after he got a lot of public backlash, didn't he? He got a lot of the aggro over it. So he U-turned on it. Well, in fact, what Tim Martin said was, Tim Martin expressed that he understood if employees were offered a job in a supermarket and wished to take it up, he would. That to be fair to him, that is what he actually said. But he also said that after the lockdown, after he had to shut his pubs, I'll go back again. They wouldn't get paid afterwards. But they're on 0 hours contracts. So effectively they're employed. So he's an arsehole, isn't he? Yeah, basically. We need to get rid of 0 hours contracts. They're not used for the right reasons. They're just used. You've got people on 0 hours contracts working for like a year, 2 years. Well, they should be employed and have a contract, shouldn't they? There's other stuff now. I might touch on that again later. So what you got, as the girl's been saying. Right, British media is still very retarded and very coward of free speech. Free speech is very convenient sometimes, isn't it? They'll parade it when it's useful to them. Oh yes, the pubs, they didn't have beer. The other day they didn't have no salt. We did a video about that. We put loads of salt on my food. Little short video. Yeah, Tommy Gunn says he's a cunt. Cunt. Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree. He's a horrid individual. Aha, that's right. PA1GS, he's right. I did a video on that as well. Maybe you saw it. Are those the pubs where the ceilings fall down on their heads? Yes. One pub, there's I think it was mother and daughter, and they were sitting with a child actually, and they were sitting at a pub, and the ceiling came in. Now, there's a thing that some builders do called overboarding. So you've got an old like lime board, Watland, not Watland door, lava and plaster ceiling, old lime, yeah, how it used to be done years ago. Well, they go dead. They kind of come away from the lava, so they can hang. They can fall on your head. So what you do is, there's two ways to do it. You rip all the ceiling off. Another technique is use plasterboard. You go to the top of it, and you just go right through the whole lot into the joist. Well, there's a hell of a lot of weight hanging on those screw heads into that plasterboard. So you need to make sure there's a lot of screws in them. Well, what happened in this case? The whole lot came down on top of these poor people eating their food that they shouldn't have been in there, should they? It's a Weatherspoons after all. What do you expect? Surprised you get past the sticky carpet. Yeah, wouldn't be great, would it? Richard Turner says, I would rather stab my eyes than goat in a Weatherspoons. Now I resent giving money to Brexiters. Yep, me too. Won't catch me in one. Unless I was peeing on the carpet or something like that. I might just do that. I'll do like an ad off a little Brit and go, It's the sort of thing I'd do. Oh dear. Stanley Johnson. Oh, well, he been opening his mouth again, has he? Okay. So Stanley Johnson has been reported for an inappropriate touching of a Conservative MP. Is he in the country at the moment, Stanley Johnson? Because doesn't he have a place in Italy? Is that right? I think he's got a house in Italy. And their neighbours complain about how messy his garden is. Really? He's been reported... Oh my God. He's a sex offender. Offender. Not offender. Offender. Blimey. Okay. What's that kid? Got this. Okay, where are we again? I just saw something I thought was quite humorous. Oh, he's retracted it. Oh, I want to read that. Oh, yes, yeah, John. That is he's handing those out in all his pubs. Yeah. Can you post a link? Yeah, I'll tell you what you could do. It might be easy to do it on my Twitter. I don't know how. Can I allow links on here? So I don't know. So I don't know how. No, I don't know if I can actually allow links or not, or they allow them on here on the chat. But if you go on to @Wallybross, spelt WALLYBOIS, so @Wallybross on Twitter, you can then post me a link on there if you like, and I'll get it. Oh, the bots are listening, are they? Okay. Don't allow links. Bots are listening. Okay. We won't do that. I don't even know how to do it anyway, to be honest. All this live stuff is quite new for me. I know until Ginger I've never really done it before. I was a bit nervous of it, to be honest. Oh, Lee posted, I think, earlier. He did, didn't he? That's a bit worrying, Duke. There's something about shooting people that just relaxes me. That's a bit... Oh. Okay. So UK water soon not even good for frozen ice creams. Oh. All this shit that's been pumped out, that's still happening because the so-called amendments that they did the other week. That's just absolutely ludicrous. It doesn't solve the problem. So Tommy thinks he's got sand in got into his keyboard. Okay. $21. Oh, Pete Robbins said there's 27 drivers, but Bodge added 100. Ah, I read another report. There was only 9 on another report. Maybe maybe when I read it was better dated. Yep, rant a dad. I know. I do follow. You know, I follow you on Twitter, mate. So I think I tag you in my videos. Actually, don't I? I hope I'm not doing it too much. The problem is, I just there's certain people on there I follow, so they come up first. You see, so I say, oh, yeah, and it's recently I've been adding so many videos. I've done like 200 videos in the last month. That's nuts. That's a lot of videos. So although I've kind of cut down what I'm doing in my videos, regarding I used to do a lot of editing, the time I've saved by doing that, I've just been making more videos. It's good training for me, I think, though. It's the research that's what takes the time. It's actually doing the scripts. So they've destroyed our children's and grandchildren's futures to maintain their offshore tax havens, yes. And protect themselves from EU tax evasion legislation. Yeah, of course, their offspring will be fine. Because they're loaded. We should be so angry. Yeah, you're right, Mello. Like father, like son, if you talk about Stanley and Boris. Well, if you get Stan, he used to beat his missus, didn't he? Apparently. That's the accusation. I don't know if it's 100% true. How is Sir Ron T. Venti boss? Yeah, well, I did that show with Max. I tell you something I've really learned about that. What was that? There's no debating. Because the arguments are all so ridiculous, you kind of feel lost because you can't reason with stupidity, can you? It doesn't work. It's just like Dunning-Kruger effect. Oh, good night, Just Me in Videos. Nice, glad you're here, matey. Very kind to be here. Okay, Pete Robbins says, Marcus, if we're talking about Tim Martin, we're gonna... yeah, we're gonna be here all night. God, Tim Martin. Oh my God, that man is so awful. God, I can't believe that one though, mate. That about Stanley Johnson. I can believe it, but do you know when that was? Is that a recent offence, or something? Is it done that recently, or has he done it a while back and someone's come out saying he's tickled their fancy or something? Ooh, thick the bean. He couldn't get away because his feet got stuck to the carpet. Yep, that would be in the Weatherspoons. Oh, Lee had a very good point. He says, please let it be a male MP. Imagine the gammon's rage. That would be rather funny. Okay. Or was it back in 2003 that he inappropriate touched? Alas. All guy. You know what, Tommy, you had a real good point there, mate. He said, I'm glad my old man died before the Brexit vote, because at least I can still respect him. You actually got a really valid point, because my father voted Brexit, and then he died. And I do have a bit of resentment there. A lot of it because of what he said after, during the run up to it and what have you, and it really annoyed me, all the xenophobia. And I never realised my father was a racist. As far as I was concerned, he was racist, and that really and that now I have black grandchildren. So it just makes me wonder how my father would have been once my little grandchildren were born. It might have been fine, I might have misjudged him, but it might just be all about, a fetish for Nigel Farage. Because he did like Nigel Farage. He thought Nigel Farage was like, wonderful. He was like God. They used to say that didn't go down too well. No. And that was why I'm living in France as well, so it was almost like a poke in the eye. Is my well water... Jerry asks if my well water is hard or it's soft. It is soft. Very soft, in fact. So, we don't have any problem with lime in our kettles or anything silly like that. But one thing I am doing, because we don't actually drink the water other than unless it goes through the kettle, we have got a filtration system just for particles going into this. We haven't got no reverse osmosis because I don't want to remove the minerals out of the water. But I'm going to get like a carbon filtration system. I've been looking at much this week, and they're not too expensive. They're not cheap either, but it will save us quite a bit of money because we're buying a lot of bottled water, and obviously that's not great for the environment, is it? Especially if it's your main source of drinking water. We're buying quite a bit of it, so we're getting a carbon filtration system. It's like a Berkeley. It's got these two big solid carbon with fibres inside as well. So it's not the Ratley type filters you get on a Brita, which they're quite good, those Brita filters, but then it's like on steroids. And then we can drink the well water then. Probably drink it anyway, to be honest. Oh, your water's hard in Germany. Is it running through lime? Is that lime that's running through? Thought it'd be hard. Because ours going through like slate almost. Like a young slate. It's like shale. Shale? Yeah, I don't edit. The only editing I do on my videos at the moment is just so I can put my little logo on and stuff like that. I don't generally, unless I've done something really stupid, I haven't been chopping them about. I just literally, what you see is what you get. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, Mello. So I used to over edit if anything. I used to do a lot of editing, but loads of stupid shit going on, and which was fun. But I was only getting like 2 videos up a day, and it was taking me 12 hours at least a day. Plus I've got other stuff I have to do, and I was absolutely worn out, shattered. Lee will tell you, see my your re-education's working, is it? Okay. My dad didn't say how he voted, but I suspect he voted leave. But now he says it was the stupidest thing ever. Oh, hey, well done. He even said the block's coffee morning was like an NF meeting. He was shot, yeah. Okay. But at least he's come around. That's brilliant news, Lee. Because this breaks up families. How many families out there that they're not talking to each other because of this Brexit? It's horrible, really, isn't it? It's not great, is it? Not great at all. So Tommy Gunn says lose the green screen. There's a reason why I've been doing the green screen. It's because I can't get. So it's been raining like crazy. Yeah. And some people like it and some people don't. I can't obviously keep everybody, I can't keep everybody happy. And I can't get out at the moment. And certain places I can't do videos in the house because there's echoes like crazy. So it's, yeah. I should still drop an occasional fart sound. I could do that still. I could. Farts and what the toilet diarrhea, there. I used to, for those who don't know, I used to add loads of sound bites into my videos. Just ridiculous sounds and little, like Star Wars type stuff as well. I used to have soundboard, press buttons and sounds come into the videos automatically. So yeah, that was fun. But, so, with my videos, those little vertical ones I've been doing them on a green screen. Like I said, I do because it's been peeing down rain. And I can't get out that well. And also, when you're doing your videos outside, the sound's not always that easy. Sometimes it comes out really well, and other times it's a nightmare. Tommy Gun cucumbers, yeah. Yeah. And Widdicombe. Ooh, he likes a good cucumber. So, yeah, it's, how do you guys think about the green screen videos we've been doing? So I know I had some positive feedback, but I also had some negative feedback as well. Especially when they put the moving images behind it. It's like I think it makes people go a bit cross-eyed. So have you got if you've seen any of my little vertical ones, which are really designed for the YouTube. So number 3, I know I think you've said it to me before, haven't you, mate? You prefer the static images. I was just trying to make it a bit different, you know. I don't want to be the same as everybody else. I could be like Phil Morehouse and look like I've just died. And yes, I do watch Phil Morehouse. Well, I listen to him, but I can't watch him. I do listen to Phil. From a different bias. He's actually really good, to be honest. Really good information. He just looks really ill. I said that before, I know, but I just understand why you wouldn't notice. Oh, the background should be more subtle. Okay. So you PA1GA PA1GSJ says the green screen videos are cool. However, the background could be more subtle. I suppose you're right, actually. I suppose I should just do it black and white. Sorry, what do you mean by Jasper? What do you mean by an FKK background? Could be interesting. You should do the videos in a wardrobe. How am I going to get in the wardrobe? We don't have wardrobes anyway. I've got no wardrobes in this house. And besides, if I did have a wardrobe, how would I get inside it and do a video? I don't understand how that's supposed to work. Oh, was it Lion Witch in the wardrobe? Was that? I don't know. Oh, I see. Are you saying the green screen rushes it even more, or is it actually just the They are rushed. I'm trying to put a huge amount of information in 60 seconds. Because for it to be a YouTube short, it has to be under 60 seconds. That's what's the vertical format. And then I also use it and put it into my new TikTok thing as well. So they are rushed. It's me trying to get a lot. Yeah. So you're trying to get a beginning, a middle, and end in each video, and within 60 seconds is quite difficult to do. Yeah. Just reading what you're saying here. Oh, Lee's saying that they're moving backgrounds on TikTok, but yeah, but in some cases it doesn't really work. Go to Narnia. I've got to make a wardrobe. I'm already going to make a wardrobe, but we don't need one. We've got, yeah, because our rooms are quite reasonable size, but we just made a little, yeah, like dressing room type things to shut your clothes in. I need a French flag. I do. I got a shirt over there that's like a French flag. Yeah, I get you, Mello. Ah, no, I get you now. Sorry. Oh, I get you, Pete. Naked. Yeah, I've got to make naked videos. Okay. I don't think anyone's got to see that. No. Do you make no? Is it? You don't when it goes onto the thing we call the short shelf. One of my videos got onto the short shelf the other day, and the short shelf. If you look on your YouTube app on your phone, not on your computer but on the phone, if you go down, you'll see a thing called Shorts, YouTube Shorts. That's what's called the short shelf, and it behaves a bit like TikTok, where you get a video comes up and you can scroll up and down on the videos, and next one come up, next one come up. You don't earn any money on that. It's really just a way of trying to get subscribers and what have you. But if someone goes watch the video from a notification or something like that, or off the actual YouTube on your laptop, and not via the Shorts platform, by your phone. You both watch it on your phone as well, but not via the Shorts platform on YouTube. Yes, there's possibly going to be an advert. I don't think they put ads on every single. Because my missus has been watching some of them as well, and she doesn't always get an advert enough. Probably because the videos are very short. Sometimes they put an ad in front. Only when ads are played do we get a little bit of money, but it isn't a lot. Obviously not. You don't. Not a little channel like mine. You don't earn a lot of money on YouTube by no means. So that's why I've been doing the like for instance on the shorts. I have been putting like a little not shorts on the videos. I was putting the little logos in for Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon on there, and that really does help. It just boosts the income a little bit to make it a bit more viable, really. I'm not Phil Morehouse, as you probably know. I probably never will be. I'm not Max Maximilian. I'm probably never going to be. They probably do quite well out of it, but me, obviously 7,000 subscribers, I'm never going to, And my subscriber base has really slowed down quite a lot, actually. And that's, since before I went to the island, in the Caribbean, Ginger Island, my subscribers were, I was getting around 1,000 subscribers a month. I was growing really, really fast. Since I went to the Caribbean, it plummeted. I went down to about 250 a month subscribers, and now it's gone up. It's around 400 at the moment a month, which is quite slow for some reason. And I'm trying to work out why that is. I don't really know. Usually it's because you're not getting out to a wide enough audience. But when I look at the analytics, I do have a lot of new people watching my videos, but they're not necessarily subscribing. So now since I've stopped editing my videos, so I think that's just yeah. But my views have gone up. That's the other stupid thing. My views actually have gone up, but that's probably because I'm putting so many videos out. I'm doing usually around. I haven't today, but I usually do around 6 videos a day at the moment. And some days have been 8. So it's quite a lot. It's a lot of work. It's actually hard work to keep them going. Oh, you like your live stream? Oh, you like live ones? See, when I first doing these live ones for me, it was really okay. That's a lag off. Apparently, because I haven't been putting farts in my videos and other sound effects in my videos, that's why I'm not getting the subscribers. It might be right. That might be what I need to do. No, I was really nervous about doing it. I still am nervous about doing these live videos because I think it's imposter syndrome. And I didn't feel I was the right person to do it. I didn't feel confident blabbing on, because I'm very much learning about politics still. I'm very much learning about what's going on, and the reason for that is because before Brexit, I really wasn't that interested in politics. I just all I was interested in is making ends meet and getting a roof over my head, and politics just wasn't really oh, cheers, Mender, thanks. It really wasn't my thing. Mendamonda, you just subscribe, thank you. Very much appreciated that it is. Yeah, but anyway, I didn't feel that I was worthy to do live streams, and I've done a few now since I got back from the island on my way back. It was a bit of a learning curve going to the island with Graham, because obviously Graham, who's from on Ginger Island, he just spiels it off all the time. He's got so much stuff in his head. But for me, I have to I'm still learning, so I haven't got. Yeah, Pete. Graham's subscribers have really, really plummeted. He was getting quite concerned about it. Usually, the whole thing is to try to keep your subscribers on an upward trend. But Paul Graham's they've gone down quite a lot. He was worrying about it when we were on Ginger Island. He was losing something crazy, like 400 and plus a month subscribers, and that's not a good trend. A lot of that since he was doing the streaming on Ginger Island, because I think some people bought into swearing videos. But when he started doing the travel ones, he started losing a lot of which surprised me actually. But maybe because the actual travel YouTube channels, there's so many of them, isn't there? And also he's just doing live stuff. I think I know it's great doing this live, but it's you have to. I think you've got to do both. Like Max does, he does both, doesn't he? Maximilian roast beer. Oh, people are saying things. Oh, cheers, Lee. Oh, it's up to a Patreon. Oh, thanks, buddy. Really appreciate it. Think of the quality of your viewers. Oh, think of the quality of my viewers. I haven't necessarily seen. I've seen some of my viewers, like for instance Lee. I know what Lee looks like. Even though it's not really his name, but anyway. How do you mean think of the quality of your viewers, as in the type of viewers that I've got? Is that what you mean? You're talking about demographics almost. Like Python. Who's been doing Python? The programming. So yeah. Cheers, Jasper. Apparently, my live shopping video, probably not the last one in the blooming DIY store, which I had all sorts of problems with. But the one I did that was at Lidl's, I got told off at the end as well. They sussed what I was doing. I did a live stream going through Lidl's, going to do a bit of shopping. I am going to do some more like that, but I need to make sure that the internet is good. Now, I was going to do one in a place called Rochenschwar. Lee might know it because he's been here before, and I went there to do a speed test, and although the download was really good, I was like on 4G, it was like 100 megabits per second. The upload was half. Right, you can't stream on that. It's just going to be problematic. So I decided not to. Yeah, she did take a little offence. She's actually alright. Actually, she's just a little bit curious what's going on, and a bit yeah. I just only just pushed the camera. I didn't turn it off. I just pushed it down so they could see that I wasn't actually looking at them, and they were fine then. So they weren't that worried. They're really nice. Actually, I tried to make out. I didn't understand what she was saying. To try to plead ignorance, but it didn't work. There are actually rules in France regarding videoing people, so you shouldn't really do it, to be honest, without the permission. Naughty me. I did quite enjoy it. When I was doing that one in Lidl's, I have to admit, I was on a bit of a high doing that. I quite enjoyed it. That was fun. But when things start going wrong, I'm just lost. I just make a mess of things. And it's when I was at Leroy Merlin's trying to do a similar sort of thing at Leroy Merlin's, and my internet kept cutting out. Literally just chopping all the time, and it was slow. I didn't expect it to be slow there because it's quite a big shopping place. And then on the way back, it was also I was just as I dropped my phone. So then I managed to put my phone into the bum clamp in my car. And I squeezed the off button. So it turned off, didn't it? Oh god, I'm bent. So ended up being 2 streams. Yeah. Yeah, number 3, I did look into that. Lee did tell me about this automatic editing. Obviously on one of the ones you say are quite rushed regarding the shorts. There's very little airspace in between anyway. But when I was doing my other videos before, and I was chopping all the airspace out, and I did experiment a little bit with a piece of software. It was a free piece, so it wasn't a paid for one, so it wasn't very good. So maybe I'd have to invest in something. But the thing about it was it was chopping bits out I didn't want chopped out. So where you have a little bit of sound that tapers off, it finishes the sound. It was chopping into that, and so it didn't really work for me. It might have been the version or the type of software that I had, and the fact that God, you're hot, girl. Got my little Pandora down there. Come on, you go. Oh, okay. But yeah, I was. And besides, I'm not really editing now anyway. It's, What are you doing? What are you trying to do? Okay. You happy now? You okay? Will you give me a look? Oh, thank you. My doggies love me. Are you talking about this? Fanzine? This is just pure propaganda, is what this is. It's just Tim Martin trying to make out, I didn't say that. He still sacked him effectively by not giving them contracts. Yeah, if you want to know how I do my videos, the ones I've been doing recently, because the problem with me is I've told you this before, when I'm recording and if I'm just winging it, I make so many mistakes. Not because I don't know, but the words that come out of my mouth are the ones that are in my head. Stuff not quite, connected there. And then I have to edit it. So what I've been doing is I've been writing my scripts out, and I've been rehearsing my scripts, and it's been working out. I think it's been working out okay. Okay, good night, number 3. You take care, buddy. Thanks for being here, mate. It is very late, isn't it? God, it's 1:45 over here. Oh my God, yeah. We're an hour ahead of you. Just yeah, there was a few people that crashed that video, Jesper. Now, if you were on, I did a live video on. Oh, what did I do that on? No, that was on Discord. No, I did it on I think it was Discord. Was it Discord? Yeah, it was on Discord. I think it was somebody's Discord. Anyway, I was on Discord, and basically I was on the airplane. I did it live on the airplane, which was quite funny because we had the pilot, we had the stewards, they all coming in, photobombing. I didn't expect the bloody pilot. Oh, hello. So the pilots, all the stewards, it was just everybody, was like, all the staff on that plane and a few of the passengers, they all photobombing. So coming into the video, it was quite funny. I think Jeremy, who was here early, saw that. Hello, Sophie. I didn't see you there. I don't actually know that, Sophie. Do they still have the law where you can't photograph private houses in France? Well, how would that work with like Street View? Google Maps Street View. It's effectively what they're doing, isn't it? That's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. There are some strange laws in France, though. Some make sense, some don't. But they go, who am I? In a day, it's, I am a visitor who happen to live in a house in their country. So it's their laws, and I abide by them. Although I do get speeding fines occasionally. Oh, cheers, Lee. Yeah, I did actually, Lee. That video, that was nuts. For my little old channel, I had like I think I peaked 147 people on that video, which was quite surprising. So Chris is saying quality, not quantity. Yeah, there is that to it as well. Regarding the amount of videos, because obviously we put a lot of videos up. But there's another way of looking at it. I'm getting less views on each video, but over all my videos, I'm getting more views. So my views have got a higher now than they were before I went to Ginger Island. So on the whole, doing more videos is kind of panned out. But I understand that a lot of videos don't get notifications sent out to subscribers because you can only have 3 per 24 hours notifications unless their servers aren't busy. Lee looks like... You look like a unicorn. Really? I've seen you there. You don't look like a unicorn to me. Oh wow! PA1GSJ. Oh, that's really cool. That's really kind of you, mate. He says that if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have watched Ginger videos at all. To be fair to Graham, I think it's something you need more than one person. To be fair to Graham, I think doing it as on your own, so it can be really tiring because obviously the video's running all the time. But you do need that banter. I think anything like that, you just need that because me and Graham and Chalk and Cheese were totally different people, totally different. And like what got me is when on the aeroplane, he said to me, he's got one thing I'm not comfortable with. I've got a thing about my personal space. Well, that was like red rag to the bull. That was, I'll tell you. So then I go and nipped his bum. Well, actually, no, I didn't. No, that was another time. No, I just got really close. You got to break through it, haven't you? You got to break through it. No, but we are very, very different people. But that was very kind of you to say that. Yeah. But, where am I going now? I'm going up here, going down here. Yeah, the thing about ginger ale, I think we could have. My personal view of it is I think we could have done. Both of us there's things we could have done a lot better. We could have engaged more. Like we're talking now, aren't we? You know, engaged more with those viewing. I think that's kind of my philosophy regarding reading the comments. I don't want, like I said earlier in the stream earlier, I don't want people to feel that their comments are wasted and they're just like, you know, they're just going to the ether and no one's going to respond to or talk, you know, or you know, at the very least, you know, I've read it because I do go through all my comments and read them. If I might miss the odd one, obviously, but on the whole, you know, 99.9% of them I do read. So what I could do is a piece of software. Yeah, it's like a pre-reader kind of software, so it comes through onto my phone or something. Not just little notifications at the top because they're just annoying, but I mean an actual piece of an app or something which allows you to scan through the comments and I can reply to them. You know. Oh. Christmas markets, that's actually a really good idea, Jasper. I could do Christmas markets. That might be fun. Because I do have a lot of like arts and craftsy type Christmas markets and obviously food related ones in France. But there is the lockdown and there are still restrictions. There's no, well I haven't, we used to like Vide Grenier's was like car boots and there haven't been any of them this year at all. You taught them well. Yeah, I should do. Yeah, I really ought to do one with Graham anyway. He comes back this week, doesn't he? He does. He comes back this week. I think he's probably leaving tomorrow or the next day. I need to speak to him while he's still down there. But hope he's all right. I've been speaking to him on Messenger and stuff, but obviously it's just short conversations, or if he's asked me a question about something. But yeah. Oh, that's what he said. I think it's basically what I'm saying before. It isn't just because of me. I think it's just having somebody else there, and you've got that band. And I'm a building site guy. I mean, I've worked my hands all my life with people, and it's all about passing the time by, isn't it? And you just either laying bricks or I'm doing woodwork or whatever. You know, by putting a roof on the house, and you have that banter. You know, just keep that banter going. It's just silly stuff, just daft silly stuff. Some of it was really inappropriate. But it's just, you know, it's that kind of banter. And you kind of fire off each other. It's not that easy with Graham because Graham's actually quite straight-laced in lots of ways. He's got all these jokes in his head. But it's just, yeah, he's not a building site guy. God, the stuff we used to get up to. Oh my God. Some stuff I can't repeat. Am I open? Yes, I'm always open to ideas and advice, and I'm not somebody. I won't take offence, so don't worry about that. Don't be mean, obviously. A bit hearted, me. I'm always up for advice. So if any help, because I'm learning all the time, and I do really appreciate anyone who can guide me along. And that's the same I say about when people leave comments on my videos and stuff. It's really. Some of your comments are spot on. Some are funny, some are just remarks or whatever. But there's some very clever people out there. I'll tell you something. You'll be in the government. Some of you guys, I'll tell you. Blimey. I mean, not the Tory party, obviously. No. Maybe like be paid advisors or something. Maybe teach them what I know. Someone needs to teach Alexander Boris to Ethel Johnson what the customs union is. That'll be a start. Did a video about that. Something about alphabet spaghetti. I always try to pop a comment up because I know it helps. Yeah, cheers, Sophie. It does help. Even just if you just anything, even just a smiley face or something like that. Some people do that. You're right, but that's great to put a comment up. It really is. And I do read a lot of your comments. So you probably realise I do reply to yours as well, don't I? So I do my best. Oh no! Oh God! That's because I've done that. Apparently, Graham is currently trying to open tins with a big knife. Oh God! That he did. Well, we didn't have a tin opener down there, and he obviously still hasn't got one. And I used to use my knife to open the tins, but I've done that so many times. But he's just I know Graham with a big knife trying to open tin. Oh my God, that's scary. He's not a practical man. Although I have to admit, he's getting a dab hand with that rotor. Some of them signs he done on that walkway are looking really good. They are. I think he's getting the hang of it now. Scotland needs a change of law. Which law? Can you name it? Because Brexit can never name a law, could they? No. Okay, you asked for it. Okay, that's because Spartafly was talking about advice. Oh, here we go. Oh my God. Structure. That's my nemesis. The first word in his advice was structure. Oh my God. I don't know what to say. Like my video, I know I haven't made it yet, but I bet he's going to mention something about upload times. Because I have no structure regarding them. There are 3 times in the day that I generally upload a video the same every single time. But all them ones going to sort of get squeezed in. Okay, let's see. Is that what you're talking about? I'm now going to read it. I'm going in. But first, I need to settle my nerves. I'll have a sip of wine. I poured this out ages ago and drunk it. It's a nice bouquet. It's a recoltant, actually. Nice bouquet. A bouquet. It's actually really nice. Anyway, there's some left here. Right, structure. Oh, in the title. Oh, okay. But why not? But I'm thinking. Okay, so structure in the title. Playlist. Use a category like shorts for the under 2 minute ones. The rants. They are little rants, aren't they? Critique for more serious stuff. So people can see right from the description where things go. I really struggle with the titles, I tell you. I really do struggle with that. And I have had times where I changed the title slightly, and it's actually made a difference to the video, even though the video's already been sent out there. I've changed the title, and I've noticed that the actual video's changed. It's improved in its views, gone up a little bit. So, one structure in the title. Playlist. Use a category like shorts for the under 2 minutes. Yeah, I do use category. I've got shorts category for the shorts. Okay. Structure in the title. Yeah. Oh. Maybe I'm reading. I'm trying to get it clear in my head. Yeah, I happen to agree with you. I'll tell you what it is, because I'm always busy. If I'm not doing this, I've always got something to do. I'm not making excuses for myself, but because of that, my head's not straight on one thing all the time. I'm all over the fucking place. You can probably tell. Mellow said, "What was jumping? Where are we? Okay. Yeah, Boris said he's green and wants to adventure space. What? I hope he not come back. Yeah, I hope he doesn't either. I'm hoping that he gets on that rocket ship. Yeah, the Jeff Bezos one or the other one. Which is the one that keeps crashing? The Elon Musk one, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I think they're sussed it now, aren't they? God. Could you imagine that? Boris lost in space. It's a huge Johnson. What field did I get that from? It's a big dick. Right, okay. Okay, I digressed. Let's go back into... Where was I? Right. Perhaps Graham could open up Spaffer Johnson with a big knife. This is getting brutal. I'm not sure that's legal. No. He could bury him in the mangroves. Feed the mangroves with a Johnson. Right, Hello, Veg Pie. Hey, Dylan. Hope you're well. Yeah, Graham's been doing quite well with his rotary work, isn't he, Veg Pie? I think his walkway looks really cool. Sparkfire. Okay, you love to fix things. I do. I like to make things and fix things. Why not make videos at times that are not just critique, but also endeavour a bit into how to fix things? Well, I do actually have another channel, which is although I haven't put a video on there for ages. I did record one the other day to actually sort of a little bit of editing on for my woodworking channel, which I'm going to rework into more of a DIY kind of bit of everything. So I'll be doing a lot of like time-lapse type videos for it. Because I think I could it'd work well with the shorts, but also for the TikTok as well. Now this might sound absolutely crazy. One of my best performing videos on my woodworking channel is literally me cutting a piece of wood with a handsaw doing a perfect 45 degree without a mitre square or marking or anything. Just using a handsaw and a bit of wood and chop, 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 chop. Perfect mitre. There's a technique for that. And that little video, it's a little short video, and that one, not on the YouTube Shorts, because you don't make any money on the YouTube Shorts shelf, but from the actual channel itself, that was actually, it's probably my best performing videos. And it's just not edited, not anything. It's just literally me getting the camera, well, my phone in this case, going, cutting a bit of wood, done, and proving that you can do it. You know, it's just nuts. There's no rhyme or reason to it sometimes. Right, so, okay, fix things. Yeah, that's quite a good idea, actually, Spotify. I have actually done some videos like that where I've actually made, like, for instance, I changed the brake discs. Did the video of me changing my brake discs on the car. But that was a bit on the long side, which means I had to edit it. So you could do that when you're doing live ones, though, couldn't you? You could actually have a bit of a chop about with live videos. That could work. Yeah, so that could be quite good fun. But obviously, I need to keep the channel on point as well. Oh, cheers, Veg Pie! I got a super chat. Really appreciate it. Super chat time. All the pies are on my. Oh, I do like a pie. Well, they don't like me though. I suck a bit of IBS. And anything with wheat in it doesn't do me any good. Nor does bread. I love bread. So I have to moderate myself. It's a bit annoying. Okay, so Lee's. I've got a Lee string of comments. Right, so Lee said. Okay. Bad box wine. Yeah, I don't like box wine. I think wine should have cork in it. I'm a wine snob. I think most wine here, in fact, you do get boxed wine in, and also you get some really cheap, nasty, vinegary wines as well. But you can get quite a good wine for about €2. €2 a bottle of wine. A sort of Bergerac from Lidl's or something. It's actually right. It's quite drinkable. Yeah, the wine here is really cheap. You don't have the taxation on it like you do in the UK. The taxation's really low on wine, if any at all. I think if it's just the minimum EU VAT, EU based, yeah, the low level. Pigs in Space, featuring David Cameron and Jennifer Akari. Akari, yeah, I don't know, pronounce it either. Anyway, they want the pole dancer. Yeah. I can't talk. Okay. No, you can't. I think you got it right the first time. Akari. No, you missed. Oh, alright. Oh, God, no. You can't. She's a bit of a character, though, isn't she? God. That fool from Star Trek has been up. Are you talking about Patrick Stewart? Yeah, I actually like Patrick Stewart. He's quite a funny guy. Yeah, he said something recently. I don't mind reading it to you if you like. He posted something. Where is it? I did put it to one side. I wonder where I put it. I can't find it. I apologise. Oh, here we go. I did put it to one side. Okay, how long is that? Oh, it isn't very long. I'll read it. This is what Patrick Stewart recently posted. For the last 30... Let's just make sure I can actually read it. There you go. That's better. For the last 35 years, I've been so proud to belong to a country that was a part of the European Union. And I am embarrassed to stand here in front of you, representing a country that is seeking to break that invaluable connection. I want you to know that well more than half of the population of the United Kingdom wants to stay in the European Union. The Berlin Wall came down. The Soviet Union ended its dominance and control over so many nations. Apartheid was ended in South Africa. Good Friday Agreement brought together Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. Well, yeah. That might, see what's going on at the moment, it might be a long shot. I think most of the people that actually are fine with it. Anyway, I digress. The European Union is a part of that movement, and it is a disgrace that individuals in my country are attempting to separate it. I have reflected a great deal on it, and I'm very alarmed, concerned, not to say actually scared, of what is actually going to come out of this. Now, I am optimistic. No, I am an optimist, and I always have been, by nature. Things will get better. Not before they get worse. Oh, where was I? I digressed then. But before they can do that, they're going to get very much worse. And it concerns me that so many people seem not to be factoring that into this vote. Sir Patrick Stewart. I don't know when he wrote that, if that's recent or he's just reposted it. But that was on his Twitter earlier. I think it was his Twitter. Where did I see that? It might be on Facebook. But anyway. Yes! Brexit is all messed... Well, it's messed everything up, hasn't it? It's damaged relationships. People even got divorced over it. It's just mad. They might have got divorced anyway, though. Oh, show. Okay, so now Brexit's all mixed up. Well said. Boris to carry. Everything is... Every time I... I think of the UK. Yeah, probably that's probably what he says. Don't worry, my little dog was trying to bash me about here. Oh, William Shatner you're talking about. Oh, him. Oh my God, has he been in outer space again? No, I was talking Patrick Stewart. Another Star Trekkie. Another Trekkie. Yeah, he's been speaking. Oh, William Shatner. What's he said then? What's William Shatner been doing? Sawdust stoves, yeah. You're referring to the one in my workshop, made it about wheels. Car wheels. The wood burner, I've got my workshop there, car wheels. Works really well. Yeah, I have actually done some personalised like wood grave stuff. It's quite catered for on Etsy because there's a lot of people doing it. And I haven't been able to sell much of that sort of stuff. I tell you what I do sell is I've been making like phone holders. I'll show you. They're not live on Etsy at the moment, but they will be. Sort of Star Wars phone holders. So you basically phone. I can't show you because actually it's in there. So literally it's just phone sits on there, and that's. I wonder what that is. Well, Star Wars, of course. It's a TIE fighter. So yeah, it's just like oak base, and that's ebonized. So that's been done with basic iron filings. I create an ebonizing solution. It's basically vinegar, which corrodes the iron filings. So you can do it with wire wool even. You create this liquid, and then you basically paint it onto your bit of wood, oak in this case, and it turns it black. You ebonize it, and I just sand it back together, so it's not quite so harsh. And lacquer it all up. So yeah, it's quite cool. Between Ireland and Britain, doubt the Britain. Yeah, I agree with that. It's mad what's going on at the moment. The fact that Boris Johnson is trying to use, or fake Lord Frost, he's trying to use that Article 16. It doesn't even do what they say. It just stops parts of the agreement while you have a negotiation to just come up with solutions. It's not about stopping stuff. Just like that. Just because we can, Article 16, now we can do what we like. It doesn't work like that. I think fake Lord Frost needs to get his alphabet spaghetti back out again and explain it to Boris Johnson. Well, I think I am going to call it a night. I'm getting a bit tired. I've been doing, 3 hours? Blimey. So yeah, I think I better. The business week. Where is he still doing that? That's what she's going to be thinking. Oh my god, are we getting in trouble? Oh god. Winston, hello buddy, how you doing? Yeah, and good night, Lee. Yeah, apparently, someone mentioned that earlier. I don't know what's been going on. I've got to have a quick look though. I'm going to definitely have a quick look at that. So Stanley Johnson is a nipple twister. Right. What's he been doing? I don't need to know his net worth. I'm not interested. Oh, it's on Sky News. So Stanley Johnson... Oh, go away. Stanley Johnson has been accused of inappropriately touching a senior Conservative MP. Now, who was it? Oh, it was Caroline Noakes. Okay. A former minister and chair of the Women and Equality Select Committee. Oh, God, it's got to be the worst person. Says the Prime Minister's father behaved inappropriate towards her at a Conservative Party's conference in 2003. So I should laugh because it's really bad, but... sorry, my microphone. The fact that... Oh, I'm not even using that microphone. What am I on about? Oh, God. Let's turn that off. Need to find out what's going on with that. I think that's a problem with my phone. It might just need rebooting. It might be an software issue. But anyway, okay, let's look at the detail. Then I'll have to say goodnight then. So anyway, where we go. Okay, Stanley Johnson, the former MEP and father of the Prime Minister, has been accused of inappropriately touching a senior Conservative MP. The Caroline Noakes, a former minister and chair
of the Women and Equality Select Committee, said the incident took place at a Conservative Party conference in Blackpool in 2003, when she was in her early 30s. Oh. Mrs. Noakes, or Miss Noakes, who was represented Romsey and Southampton North in the Commons in 2010, was at the time the prospective parliamentary candidate of the constituency ahead of 2005 general election. She told Sky News, "I can remember..." She's been saving this up, just to give more ammunition against, like father, like son sort of thing. I think she's been saving it up, hasn't she? Opportune moment. Couldn't have worried her that much at the time, I suppose. And she told Sky News, I can remember a really prominent man at the time a Conservative candidate for Teignbridge in Devon, smacking me on the backside about as hard as he could and going, 'Ooh, Romsey, you've got a lovely seat.'" Oh, really? Oh, God, it is, isn't it? It's father like son. She got thrust my throttle. Thrust my throttle. And then... Oh, God, and Ben. Oh, this is nuts. Why would she lie? The candidate was Stanley Johnson, who later failed to get elected. Sky News approached Mr. Johnson for comment in relation to the allegations, and he said, "I have no recollection of Caroline Noakes at all. But there you go." And no reply. Hey ho, good luck and thanks. Yeah, he's an arsehole, isn't he? Describing her recollection, Mrs. Noakes said, "I would have been in my early 30s, so old enough to call it out. So old enough. Oh, or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, she wasn't very happy. This is like, it's like 1960s or something stupid, isn't it? This is 2003. It's still a booze then. Obviously. What are you doing, Wally? You got an itch? Poke. Let's stop. Yeah, so, oh God, Ben, what? This is just... It's like everything is going to be coming out of the woodwork now. Anything to do with any kind of Tory sleaze or bad behaviour or sex offence. Blimey. It paints a bad picture against Boris Johnson as well, doesn't it? And we see what's going on with Curry and that. Blimey. Anyway, I said I'm going to make a move, and I think I must, because it's now 8 minutes, 3 hours and 8 minutes. Believe me. And people obviously want to go to bed themselves, and I don't blame them. Hey, cheers, Tommy, matey. Yeah, good night, buddy. Yeah, well, he's licking his bits now. Wally is. He's now. I don't watch. You don't want to watch that. No. Oh, do you, Sophie? Because I ride bikes. I have a Suzuki GSX 1400. I haven't ridden this yet at all, which is a bit of a bummer. Vintage and classic motorcycles. Well, we have a friend of mine. He has a lot of old Triumphs and BSAs and stuff. I think he's got last count. I think about 12 bikes, 12 motorbikes he's got. Obviously on the classic insurance policy, which includes everything. Lovely guy. That is. Right. Okay. I am absolutely shattered. Because what's the time of it? It's now 2:20 in the morning. I think I ought to go to bed. So I'm going to say good night and thanks to everybody who's still here, that is. And I really, really appreciate it. Oh, wow. A Norton 88. Yamaha. Okay. Cool. A replica. A Norton Dommy Racing Low Boy replica. Norton 88. Cool. Yeah, no, I've just got my Suzuki GSX 1400 now. I didn't learn until, but I didn't get my bike license until in 2002, I think it was. So I used to ride though. Not much though, not much. Chatty Rat, property in Ireland is too expensive, but I'm trying to get an Irish passport through my nan. £2.5 is it? Oh crikey. Blimey. Yeah, Daltrey's. Well, that's Stanley, isn't it? He's a horrible piece of work, really, isn't he? He tried to come over being this sort of fun sort of geezer, and I don't know, his elephants and climbing mountains. But he's a slime bag. Hey, don't do it. Nobody touches Kate Hoey. Ugh. I reckon actually, you might be wrong. I won't be surprised that Nigel Farage did. Cheers, Butterfly. Anyway, I am going to make a move. I keep saying that, I'm going to do it. I'm going to press the button. There I am. Go press that button. Because I'm shattered. No night, everybody. Thank you for watching. Take care. And good luck with the passport there, Sophie. I don't know, what button do I press anyway? Oh, I found it. It's a little cross. Ta-ta!